Academy is a prestigious place of learning, where lowly commoners like you have no right to be.
Wow. Games these days sure have some pristine-looking graphics, don't they?
Right?
Magical Academy, Love and Beast. Based on all the pretty boys decorating the cover, I assume this is an Otome game?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you're playing it in the living room means you finally become a full-fledged otaku.
Well, I'm just taking after you and Mom.
So, who's the girl with all the ringlet curls?
Oh, her? She's the rich snob who's always causing trouble and getting in the way of the main character. You know, the villainous type of persona.
The villainous, huh? That curled hairstyle has been the standard for rival female characters since the Showa era, like Bleep Himekawa in Glasma Bleep, Madame Butterbleep from Aimfa Bleep, and the best example of the villainous trope, Eliza Bleep from Kanda Bleep.
What era are you from? Those references are too old.
Based on what I saw back then, and comparing it with all the knowledge that Grace has, I'm certain this world is basically the same as the one from the Otome game, Magical Academy, Love and Beast. I am the villainess, Grace O'Verne. And starting today, I am going to be a student here at Royal Magic Academy. Then, there's her. The girl who dashes through the academy gates with a smile full of hope. Until she takes a big tumble. A ditzy girl whom the players empathize with. Now I'm certain of it. She is the main character of this world. Anna Doll.
Anyways, in spite of her stumble, Anna's really enthusiastic about her first day. But then, she suddenly gets stopped by the antagonistic Grace. Nearly all students are members of nobility, so a commoner like her can only get in by special exception. Grace immediately berates Anna to make her feel inferior. But when it reaches the point that her beloved family gets insulted, Anna cries out of frustration. That lights a fire under Anna to study magic hard and eventually show Grace up.
I've been mulling it over this whole time, but I still don't understand. Why would a 52-year-old bureaucrat like me get reincarnated in an Otome game meant for otaku girls like my daughter?
You there. Wait a moment.
See her? That's the infamous Lady Grace O'Verne.
You mean the daughter of Duke O'Verne? Isn't that the second most powerful family in the kingdom after the royal family? I've heard a lot of talk about you. Apparently, despite your commoner upbringing, you were allowed to take the entrance exam and passed with the top score. But this academy is a special place where only those of noble birth are allowed to be. Surely you're aware of that.
Yes.
And yet you're here in spite of that. How interesting. It can only mean one thing. You must have been lovingly raised by great parents, who are undoubtedly proud of their brilliant child.
Crap! I totally forgot about being a villainess and let some of my fatherly feelings slip out.
Yes.
You're absolutely right. I never dreamed that I would hear a member of nobility speak so graciously about my parents. That commoner girl started crying. Lady Grace must have really given her a tongue lashing. Serves her right.
Seriously?
Let's go somewhere else. Follow along now.
Okay.
Have you calmed down?
I have. I'm sorry. My feelings got the better of me.
That's fine. But this academy is where the esteemed nobility come to learn. It's considered poor form to let your emotions show so openly here.
Of course, I'll be careful. It's just, although my family was not born with status or wealth, once my parents learned I had an aptitude for magic, they worked themselves to the bone to save money, and gave me this opportunity to learn sorcery at the academy. So, to hear you give them praise in that manner just made me so happy.
I see. Well, in that case, I hope you understand what you must do here to reward your loving parents for all their efforts in helping you succeed.
I do. I'm going to study tremendously hard and get a respectable job, and then I will provide my parents with a more luxurious lifestyle.
That sounds splendid. Although, I was actually thinking of something a bit different for you.
Focus on developing your skills to make great achievements, and use them as a means to build a life of happiness. Because isn't that the one thing any parent would wish for their child to accomplish?
You're absolutely right! My parents told me the exact same thing. How is it that you were able to understand my situation so well?
Well, it's simple. Looking at you told me everything I need to know, my dear. Come now, wipe away those tears. You can't very well attend the entrance ceremony looking like that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, is that you over there, Grace? Goodness me. It's only the first day and you're already making other students shed tears.
I recognize this handsome hunk from Grace's memories. He's one of the potential love interests that the main character can romance. But right now, he's the first prince of the kingdom who's actually engaged to me, Grace. His name is... Wait, what was it?
Oh, please don't sully my reputation. If you must know, I just finished making friends with this bright and lovely student.
Really? Very friendly of you.
Allow me to explain. There are times when old Kanzabuto has difficulty remembering people's names, but this is not because he forgets them. In fact, he has memorized so many throughout his life that he cannot choose the correct one right away.
It's nice to meet you. Excuse my manners. My name is Anadol.
Good job, Anna.
Anna doll? So you're the new student? Oh yes, I've heard rumors about you. You're the girl who got the top score on the entrance exam despite being part of the peasantry, right? Congratulations.
That's right. It's a great pleasure to be here.
Come on, say your name. Wait, based on Grace's knowledge, there is an unspoken rule of etiquette that those at the top never introduce themselves, which means it will be incredibly suspicious if I don't introduce the prince to Anna myself. How do I handle this?
While we're at it, dear Anna, my name is Grace O'Byrne. It's a pleasure. And as for this fine gentleman standing here, try guessing his name. Here's a hint, he's the first prince of the kingdom.
Huh? His Highness Crown Prince Virgil?
Yes, that's it!
Indeed. Good on you for knowing, Anna.
Well, yeah, of course. There's not a single person in this entire kingdom that doesn't know the name of the prince.
All right, ladies, don't be late for the entrance ceremony.
Yes, pardon us, Your Highness.
This situation seems oddly familiar somehow.
Now after Anna gets shamed by Grace, she runs off to the courtyard to cry alone. That's where she meets and gets comforted by Prince Virgil. It's the first event that triggers the Virgil route.
Tell me, Anna, what was your first impression of the prince?
Well, I think he seemed like a real great guy.
So the love flag has been set.
Anyways, when you spoke to the prince, you mentioned something about us becoming friends, and I found that really flattering to hear. So, perhaps, if you don't mind, could I maybe start calling you Lady Grace?
Sure. By all means, go ahead. Now, let us be on our way, Anna.
Okay, Lady Grace.
Thanks to the tact he cultivated from spending 30 years in the public sphere, Kanzabuto avoided any major fiascos. But now as Grace, he has one nagging concern about whether this Otome game is actually on the right track or not.
This place is huge.
Indeed.
Although I'm a middle-aged man parading around in the body of this rich mademoiselle, I'm doing well enough that nobody's noticed yet.
Grace O'Byrne! It's nice to finally have you here. Welcome to the Royal Magic Academy.
According to Grace's memories, this gentleman is the school's principal, except she seems to have forgotten his name. But I have nothing to fear from engaging with him, even if he does know Grace personally, because... Greetings, Mr. Principal, and good day to you. I greatly appreciate your ongoing support. I have enough experience dealing with similar social situations that I've mastered the technique.
Why, hello, Mr. Principal. Allow me to wish you a very fine day.
And just like that, every action I take here is automatically converted into behavior that's befitting of a lady from the upper class. I call it the elegance cheat. That's the kind of perk being reincarnated in another world gets you. And thus, I, being Grace, made my way through the entrance ceremony as the new student representative.
Before you is your textbook. Please use it with the utmost care over the next 3 years.
So far, this is playing out exactly like the beginning of the game. I'm honestly excited at the idea of studying magic. However, one thing seems problematic.
This is amazing, Lady Grace. I've never had such a
It's the
great
fact
book
that
before.
Anna,
This is a dream
who's
come
supposed to be
true.
the main character, has taken a liking to me, the villainess.
I had to borrow. I never thought the day would come that I would use brand new volumes. I really can't thank my parents enough.
Listen up. Our teacher is in the middle of giving an important lecture. You can save your celebrating for when you're in the privacy of your own room.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking.
There we go. That must have come off as a little more villainous. I do feel bad about lashing out at such a sweet girl, but since I've been reincarnated as Grace, I must do what I can to act the part of villainous.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe how nice Lady Grace is. We hardly know each other, but she's admonishing me so that I learn how to correct my shortfalls as a commoner. She's the shining example of how people in high society should behave. I'd hate to bring her any shame after she called me a friend, so I must watch her closely and learn how to properly conduct myself here. She looks so focused. And the way her eyes travel back and forth from the textbook to the teacher's lectern. Oh my gosh! She's showing me what it will be like when our actual lessons begin! Genius!
I have to lick my dry skin to prevent my finger from slipping on the page. I struggle to see things close up due to farsightedness. It takes time for my eyes to adjust their focus.
No slipping. No problems reading small letters. And I can quickly switch between looking far and near.
This is heaven!
Lady Grace has probably seen enough books about magic to last a lifetime. Yet look at how happy she is. She's gung-ho about learning. I need to follow her example.
All right, students. Everyone should have their textbooks now, yes? I will now hand out the most important item that you'll be receiving today. So pay attention. After I call your name, please come up to the front one at a time.
Yo, Verge!
Dear Auguste, you're supposed to knock on the door before you open it.
Don't be such a stiff. Come on, Your Highness, you and I are chill, right? I just came to kick back now that the entrance ceremony is over and done with. Tell me, sweet prince, who are you scouting among the new students to join the council?
Well, let's see. Considering members of the student council must be chosen based on achievement, status, and character, the top scorer on the exam, Anna Doll, would suffice. I think she would be a welcome addition. Furthermore, if we're going off accomplishments and status, then Grace Auvergne would be the choice.
Huh? You're thinking of her. She's not a bad person per se, but her stern attitude can be quite a problem. I doubt that Grace will be able to get along with a commoner like Anna Doll.
Good point. To be honest, I had my reservations about her as well. But it seems as if Lady Auvergne has changed for the better recently. My plan is to see how things unfold and decide who should join the council afterwards.
Welcome. This is the Academy Dining Hall. All newly enrolled students will be able to use this facility right away. I'm sure you must be quite hungry. Please, help yourselves.
So we're allowed to eat whatever we want?
Wow, all you can eat! How extravagant!
So this is buffet style. How luxurious.
This is amazing. I want to take some home with me to share with my family.
I understand how you feel, Anna, but this is an establishment, meaning it's another classroom. So you need to be well aware. This is where we shall learn proper manners of fine dining.
Right, of course.
That rebuke must have come off as pretty villainous, right?
She's on another level. Lady Grace really is a genius.
What did you say? You must be kidding.
Huh?
Do you mean to say that we, despite our noble blood, have to carry our own food all the way to the table?
Correct. Your servants are not allowed to step on Academy grounds to assist you. Our school's policy is built around developing certain skills, in which you learn to become self-reliant.
This is cruel! Setting the table is a job for servants, is it not?
I'm afraid those are the rules.
Interesting. So that's one way for the rich snob type to respond. But if you ask me, that seems more suitable for a spoiled brat than a self-respecting villainess.
Certainly not the attitude that Grace O'Verne, daughter of the Duke, should be displaying to others. Come along now, dear Anna.
Right!
Well, well. It seems the Duke's daughter knows exactly what is expected of her at this academy.
Now, let us partake.
Of course, as you wish, milady.
Wow, this is quite good.
Yes, it tastes really delicious.
Gosh, I guess we should help ourselves to some food.
Yes, most assuredly.
That's an Otome game for you. Although the overall culture and aesthetics mimics that of 19th century Europe, the standard of hygiene and food here is on par with modern-day Japan. I figured as much already, but this confirms I'm not anywhere in the real world. That being said, the teachers and students are real. Everyone I've met here is a living and breathing person, which means I should treat them with all the respect and manners that are due to fellow humans. Except, I'm really just a commoner with only basic knowledge of proper etiquette myself. Clean your plate. Thanks for the meal. Hey, Chef, it was very delicious.
Thank you. Please come again.
Express your gratitude.
Shall we leave our dishes with you after we've finished eating?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Lady Grace.
Before I go, I have one request I wish to make. Would you pass on a message to the chef? Please tell them it was delicious. Yes?
Yes! I'll let them know.
I would like to thank the chef as well.
Yes, give him my thanks. Same here, please.
Lady Grace is a genius.
This later went on to become a tradition at the Academy, and thus the 52-year-old bureaucrat known as Kanzaburo Tondabayashi began his roller coaster of a life in another world.
When you get to be my age, it's hard not to complain about you know what. Ugh, I'm just gonna say it. I can't see things close up anymore. I'm like few jacked man.
Muscular gentlemen are certainly easy on the eyes.
Whoa, the elegance, she... My name is Kanzaburo Tondabayashi. I'm an ordinary bureaucrat at the ripe old age of 52. Good morning. Where's your mom?
She's still asleep. It seems like she got home late last night.
Well, shucks, Hinako. Good job. I can tell you're sticking to what I've taught you.
Of course I have, Dad. The match of my hockey! Same place when it's used!
I'm off to work. The designs on otaku merch have gotten really slick these days. Couldn't read the character's name, though. I use the stairs as much as possible to stay in good shape. Raising the arm and leg without twisting my body makes it less taxing. I learned that nugget from one of my favorite battle manga. Even in the 21st century, I find the abacus is still faster when it comes to keeping track of finances. I enjoy the curry here so much I could eat it every day. Thanks for the meal. Hey, Chef, it was delicious.
Thanks, I'll see you you next time.
So, for our public awareness poster on traffic safety next season, I propose we use a design based on the popular anime Mechazoid Warrior Wyvern.
What? Can we even get permission for that?
Well, as it turns out, the creator of the OG manga actually lives here in Sumanuda City, and when I reached out privately, it seemed like there was a good chance we'd get approval.
This isn't going to work. The art on this poster shows both characters smiling, but Vinny, the heroine of Mechazoid Warrior Wyvern, is a cool and mysterious type of character who is rarely seen smiling in the show itself. We can't ignore the rules of the series, even for the public awareness poster. It's rude to the anime and its fans. We have to do this right and let the original creator, Master Sugurudo, supervise, or it could mean trouble down the line. And most importantly, we have to respect his work and not cheapen it in any way to fit our needs.
He knows so much!
That's another day of work done. Staying humble, but performing my assigned role to the highest possible standard. That's how I get the most satisfaction from life. I'm not going to make it! And so, as you can see, I've somehow ended up in another world. But no matter what sort of person I get reincarnated as, I intend to perform their role in the world to the highest possible standard. That said,
A pleasant and very fine day to you, Mr. Principal.
what the heck am I supposed to do here? Through an odd twist of fate, I found myself reincarnated as a villainess. I've managed to adapt to life in this Otome game-esque world. The biggest hurdle I face is the fact that Otome games are outside my realm of expertise. However, even I clearly recognize a few things. Like them. These are the love interests. So dazzling.
We had the pleasure of meeting before, right, Anna?
Yes, we did.
This is the headquarters for our student council. As you know, I serve as student council president. I am Virgil Vierge. This gentleman is our head of security, Auguste Leon.
Hey.
And our vice president, Richard Viersu. Our secretary, Pierre Gemou.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Everyone here now is in their second year. I'll introduce you to the others later on.
Oh, great. That's wonderful to know.
I've seen these gentlemen before. Their faces were all over the cover of the Magical Academy Love and Beast video game. Basically, the whole point is to play Cupid and successfully hook one of them up with the main heroine, Anna. Therefore, the role of Grace, the villainess, is to get in the way of their romance. That's the gist of it.
Why don't we get down to business? Grace Auvergne, and you, Anna Doll, we would like to extend an invite to serve on the council.
Huh?
One problem.
You really want
I have
me?
no idea how I should throw the proverbial wrench in their romance.
But you asked
Nothing
me
comes
to
to mind right away. This could be a problem.
Wait, hold on just a moment. This academy is for members of the aristocracy. Can a commoner like me join something as important as the council?
That's a fair question. Lady Grace, what do you think then?
Huh? Yes, well,
Based on what Grace knows,
in keeping with tradition, it's routine for the council president to appoint new members based on achievements and social status. Despite her background, Miss Anna earned the top score on the entrance exam. Actually, the fact that she's a commoner makes it all the more impressive and serves as proof of her extraordinary abilities. That makes her a prime candidate. So it's only natural that you would extend her an invite.
I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought for sure you'd say, a commoner on the student council? That would be a disgrace to our school and its traditions. Or something along those lines.
Ah! I blew it! I acted like I was giving a performance review of my team at work and assessed her too objectively. Come on, Anna. Quit giving me that. Oh my gosh, she really does want to be friends with me. Look. Okay, don't panic. I just have to remember I'm playing the role of the cold-hearted Grace Auvergne. A true villainess wouldn't be satisfied by merely putting distance between the heroine and her love interest. Yes, exactly. This is all part of an evil plan. And the best way to follow through is
There's one thing you should be very well aware of. If you're going to commit yourself to the student council, then etiquette and manners befitting of high society are expected. There is a mountain of tasks and things you will need to know by heart, and I shall be responsible for drilling each and every one of them in your head. You best prepare yourself.
Yes, perfect. It's just the kind of draconian attitude I need. I must nail that same tone.
Listen, Anna, if you're going to commit yourself to being part of the student council, then etiquette befitting of high society is expected. There's a mountain of things you will need to know by heart.
Now lay it on thick. Real mean and bossy.
And I shall be the one responsible for drilling every one of them into your head. You best prepare yourself.
Crap, that didn't sound right. Did I screw it up?
Oh my gosh, yes! I'm in! I'll dedicate everything to being a member!
Great. We have nothing to worry about if Grace is helping you manage everything.
I'm starting to see you in a whole new light than before. You actually know how to be quite mature.
You're a paragon of virtue, Lady Grace.
No, not at all. I'm merely upholding the standards as daughter of the Duke.
Okay, I'll make sure to file the paperwork. Starting next week, you will be official members of the Student Council. It's great to have you.
Wow, I feel like I'm living in a dream.
This is our reality, Anna. Get your head out of the clouds.
Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Focus.
Well, I guess that's enough evil doing for today. Seeing as how we'll be on the student council together, it won't be hard to figure out which love route Anna will end up taking. The only question is, will it be Crown Prince Virgil, the buff hunk in charge of security, the tight-lipped hunk with long hair, or the diligent hunk with raven locks? What were their names again?
Canzaburo was incapable of memorizing so many foreign names all at once.
All right, students. Today we will begin practical sorcery lessons where you will use magic circles to cast spells. There is a barrier over the courtyard, so do not worry about damaging anything outside of it. First, use your wands to download the basic circle formation. Then, inscribe an order with the ancient magiscript. O ye specks of light, fly! Now then, open your books to the basic table of magiscript.
Madame Crona,
Yes.
why can't we just use regular letters we know to inscribe the order instead? Having to memorize a new writing system from scratch seems difficult.
That's a great question. If you use normal letters, then everyone around you, including non-sorcerers, will be able to read it. However, this causes their monolith thoughts to mix in with yours, thereby dispersing the spell's power.
So basically it's necessary for us to write with words that only sorcerers would understand. Do I have that right, Madame? But couldn't we just come up with an original writing system that only we could comprehend? That seems like it would work better that way.
That's another great question. We use words to write different types of orders and incantations so that we can tap into the raw verbology of the words themselves. Verbology is a form of mana that latently exists within words. But in order for a word to harbor anything, it must be used across the ages by many people until it has acquired a rich history. That's why the words we use for sorcery are old-fashioned ones that have fallen out of modern-day use. Ancient magiscript is perfect. Do you understand, dear?
I do. That makes perfect sense.
Then you may get into your groups and begin.
Hold on. If words with a rich history that aren't commonly used here are the perfect fit for sorcery, then... Fire. Let's kick it up a notch. Flame.
She is a genius!
What was that? Did she use a secret alphabet passed down in her family?
Like, that's a big deal. I've already taken multiple lessons on making magic circles from a private tutor. Watch this.
Now come forth. Magic circle.
I see Anna has a knack for this. The radiance of her circle is much stronger. She must have a larger innate pool of mana than everyone else.
We've got trouble! Suchi passed out from infusing his golem with too much mana!
circles won't disappear until the mana they're summoned with gets used up? Well, it's sink or swim now!
Here we go! I'm going to borrow your magic circle!
Shut down!
Report to my office later, young man.
Yes, ma'am.
She stopped it!
Amazing! What kind of magic was that?
I just wrote that in a panic without knowing if it would work, but I guess they played pretty loose with the rules in this world. You can't mess with success!
He considered it a success.
My name is Josette. I currently serve at Duke O'Byrne's estate as a maid in training. But lately, the young mistress of the house has been acting very weird. Milady, I brought you the book that you asked me to fetch you.
Well, thank you. You can just leave it there.
Something really is wrong with her! Lady Grace always has the appearance of an angel, but the heart of a devil! No matter what I did before, she always snapped back with a complaint or a lecture!
Lady Grace has really turned over a new leaf and become much more relaxed lately. Do you think something happened to put her in a good mood? I'm not sure. It would be nice if that was really the case. It's just the calm before the storm. What do you mean? Well, for instance, what if she already made up her mind that she plans to fire us all? And now she's just acting nice until she delivers the bad news. You mean like how they give the livestock an extravagant meal the day before they're sent off to market? Exactly.
Like livestock getting sent off to the market?
Well, if she really was going to pawn one of us off, then it would have to be the biggest klutz, me.
Oh no! I'm doomed for sure!
Oh, Josette! Are you okay? Did you get hurt?
She's being too nice! I can already see my life flashing before my eyes! Oh, my lady! I am so sorry! But please at least pawn me off to a place where I can still work as a maid! Nobody should hate me because I want to taste good!
Knowing that certain rumors have been going around among the maids recently, combined with all the fatherly experience from raising his own daughter, Grace, aka Canzabado, more or less deduced the problem.
Oh, Josette, I don't know what everyone else has been telling you lately, but I'm not going to be pawning you off anywhere. I can assure you.
Really?
Of course, everyone makes mistakes. And not to mention, you're still just a maid in training. If I fired maids every time they made a blunder, then it would be impossible for any of them to become a proper professional.
So then, I'm not going to get sold off at the market?
Goodness, no, of course you're not.
Wait, are you really sure you're okay with that?
I see. Since Grace has always been a cutthroat master to her maids, I've caused this girl all sorts of confusion by suddenly acting nice. How inconsiderate of me. But that being the case, I could never exert the same level of ruthlessness as Grace. How can I handle this? If being ruthless isn't an option, then...
Josette. Huh? As it so happens, I'm already too full to take another bite. Would you mind eating these delicious treats for me instead?
I'll just pamper her to the extreme.
Go on, take a bite.
Is this some kind of trap? But, I mean, she is telling me to eat it. And it does smell really yummy. It looks so good. It's gotta be the best cookie of the bunch. No, the best cookie in the entire world. Oh man, this is so hard. I want to eat this cookie so bad. It feels like something major had happened to me earlier, but for some reason I don't care anymore. Where are you going, Lady Grace?
Well, I was wondering if Meister Valls could perhaps fix this teapot for me.
Meister Valls? Who's that?
Well, I suppose that means you haven't met him yet. Meister Valls is a dwarf. He is a blacksmith my family keeps in their employ. Do you think you can fix an item like that?
Can I fix it, you ask? I'm afraid that's entirely the wrong question, my lady.
Huh?
We dwarves prefer to phrase it another way. When can you have it fixed by? And the answer is 30. No, actually, I would say 20 minutes.
Yes, pardon me. A slip of the tongue. Could you start working on it right away, Meister Vols? Do you mind if I stay and watch you work on it? I won't get in the way.
Whatever floats your boat.
Dwarves are the greatest craftsmen of any fantasy story. Getting to see one work up close is a real treat. Talk about lucky. But having this level of detail on something that's not relevant to the game further convinces me that this world isn't one that only exists inside of an Otome video game.
This is amazing! I can't tell where it was broken! It looks perfectly new!
Thank you, Meister. You did a superb job.
Well, shucks. It's been many moons since the last time I saw you. I was a tad more fired up than usual.
The last time?
Maybe you're too old to remember now. You used to come here all the time back when you were just a wee lass. And you never got tired of watching me do my work for hours on end.
I can see it in her memories. In her youth, Grace was the type who loved watching the blacksmith and gardener do their work. But ever since she underwent lessons on how to act as a noble, she visited them less because she felt it wasn't ladylike. She became stricter on herself and others to the point where she treated all of her servants harshly. And that is what ultimately turned Grace into the cold-hearted villainess she is today. But at her core, Grace is a girl whose nature is much more.
My lady? My lady? Lady Grace? My lady, is everything okay?
Yes. We should be heading back soon. I appreciate your help, Meister Vols. Perhaps... Perhaps... it would be alright if I stopped by again?
What a strange question to ask. This is part of your own family's estate. You're free to stop by whenever you want.
Thank you, Meister. Well then, I bid you adieu.
The halls of Royal Magic Academy serve as the setting for the Otome game Magical Academy Love and Beast. The love interests are these handsome fellas from the Student Council. The Council is an autonomous body led by Virgile and comprised of hand-picked students only. The most recent additions to the roster are myself and Anna, a girl of peasant blood. Our additions complete the Council. I still can't keep them straight without a cheat sheet. Nevertheless, this is a school for those of the aristocracy. The members of the council are chosen for their talents and social standing, which means they will cut their teeth governing this student body, before eventually settling into positions of power where they will rule over the kingdom. That makes them prime candidates for romancing. But recently, I've noticed one factor that stands out. All the love interests in these Otome games have hairstyles that take up a great deal of data. Their hair is far more elaborate than any of the background characters I've seen, which leads me to the conclusion that flashy hairstyles are linked with popularity. Only young people can use a full head of hair to their advantage. Bearing that in mind, Anna's opinion of their hairstyles should play heavily into who she decides to approach romantically.
Anna, I would like to have your insight on a particular matter.
Sure.
Among the student council here... Actually, let's not narrow it down like that.
Huh?
I'm just curious. How do you feel about those with full manes of hair that keep it meticulously groomed?
Oh gosh, I idolize people with lush flowing tresses.
How interesting. My apologies for asking such a strange question.
Oh, not at all!
So, she's into the luscious type? Then I'm betting her first choice would be the Vice President and his long locks. Oh, wait, maybe the Prince in his stunning golden mane instead.
I wonder what Lady Grace does to keep her hair so curly and beautiful.
Well, putting aside how the big bad villainous Grace feels, my personal hope is that Anna ends up with a partner that brings her the most happiness.
I'm not sure if it's the happiest ending, but the hardest love interest to successfully romance is Prince Vergil without a doubt in the world! At first glance, the prince seems like a friendly guy who gets along with anyone and everyone. But because he was explicitly raised to become the next king, he's unable to resist judging other people based entirely on how useful they are to the kingdom. In order to attract Prince Vergil's attention, the protagonist has to focus on making her talent shine brighter than the other students, or else he won't even have a chance of initiating his route.
Sounds rough. I mean, definitely for the main character, but also for the prince himself. If he can't help but judge even his potential lovers through that lens, then being born as next in line for the throne must be incredibly stressful.
Those two are currently reviewing the council's budget today. Anna doll. Not only are her grades top of the class, but she focuses on busy work without showing any disdain for it. She holds great future promise. Grace Auvergne, the young daughter of a noble bloodline who has a high aptitude for sorcery. She's become quite affable of late. I'm not sure what prompted such a change in her, but it's a welcome development. Of course, I can't forget that she is also my fiancée. That being said, our engagement was only made out of necessity to the kingdom, and despite the fact we've known each other since childhood, I've never harbored romantic feelings for her. However, that's for the best. I was born to be the next ruler of this land. There is nothing more I could ask for in a wife than someone who proves useful in bringing prosperity to my kingdom.
May I bother you for a moment, Lady Grace?
Huh?
If you look here, the sums of these two tables are supposed to be the same, but for some reason they always come out different.
I get it. The numbers don't seem to add up. Ah, right. I brought something handy with me today.
What's that item, Lady Grace?
A calculator used in the Far East. I had one of our most skilled craftsmen make it for me. The difference between both sums is 86,400 money. But there's no cell in either table with this exact amount, unfortunately. In times like this, you should divide by 9. 86,400 divided by 9 is 9,600. Anna, is there 9,600 anywhere in those tables?
Let's see. Oh, wow! There is! There's an entry for 9,600 money! It's right here! Hold on! How did you manage to figure that out?
Let's say you bought something worth 2,000 money, but added an extra digit and paid 20,000 instead. The difference would be 18,000 money. Dividing that by 9 is 2,000. One would conclude that the discrepancy from the added digit would be 9 times the original amount. Which is why the best way to solve this is to divide by 9.
Wow, I get it now! You're a genius, Lady Grace! There's really nothing outside of your wheelhouse!
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I had to do this stuff all the time back before we had the convenience of computers.
I must say that I'm also astounded. You've always been exceptionally vocal about how much you struggle with numbers. When did you learn to handle them with such skill?
Crap! That's right! The prince is intimately familiar with Grace. I'll have to make up some kind of excuse.
Just a stroke of innocent luck. It was mere happenstance. I paid a visit to the library when a book suddenly fell off the shelf and opened to a page about that subject, and I just so happened to remember it.
A page about dividing by 9? And you came across it by chance?
Indeed. Talk about lucky.
Did I blow it?
More importantly, we should be acknowledging Miss Anna here instead. The only things I've done is nitpick over methodology and rationale, whereas she has demonstrated her usefulness by earnestly crunching all these daunting numbers that most people would find tedious.
No, it's not that big of a deal.
Grace,
can't fool my sharp eyes. I know very well that you're a competitive woman who resents failure. Surely you've conquered your shortcomings by spending long hours brushing up on mathematics and secret, yet you've chosen to hide that fact. And there's more! You went as far as to share the accolades with one of your fellow students. Wow, and she's my fiancée? I'm starting to think she might be an unbelievable asset to the kingdom.
And thus the prince experienced a heart-pounding thrill like never before.
As always, the members of the student council are the talk of the town. But the especially hot topic of some recent debate is, which one of them is the strongest? One heavily favored candidate is Auguste. He is a guardian who specializes in martial arts and can augment himself with magic. The other top contender is Richard. He is a sword master who uses the mythical fighting techniques passed down from his family.
You may start!
Wow! But won't they get hurt if a hit lands on either of them?
A spell has been cast over this arena, dulling the impact of all physical attacks. There should be no injuries if using practice weapons.
Man, what a killer action scene! My expectations were pretty low since this world is based on an Otome game, but this battle has some real punch to it.
Oh man, that was a workout. I guess we're calling it a draw for today, Richard?
Sure. I suppose I'm willing to agree with you there, Auguste.
Hey, Auguste. A bug landed on your back.
Are you being serious? Come on, give me a break. I can't stand those things. Hey, Richard, get it off me.
No, I'm not a fan of bugs either. They drive me buggy.
Your puns aren't helping!
Hold still for a moment.
Oh, did you get it?
Oh my god! Oriyama Stag Beetle! The superstar of Insectum that all collectors love! Its large mandible and distinct head shape is a work of art! It's the coolest!
Thanks for the help, Grace. I'm surprised you can even stand to touch that gross thing. Just go on and smush it already.
Huh?
It'll be a cold day in hell before I do something so cruel and foolish. Do the boys of this world not understand how awesome bugs are? Now that I think about it, I've heard catching and collecting bugs isn't much of a hobby that kids do outside of Japan. I know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do is the rule of thumb, but there must be another way.
I will do nothing of the sort. Magic circle.
Go home to the forest, little guy.
All living things are part of nature's masterpiece. Taking the life of even a bug without good reason is unbecoming of those with noble blood, as far as I'm concerned here.
She's so kind-hearted! You're a genius! I'm moved beyond words!
Let's not get carried away now, Anna.
What the? Am I falling in love?
And thus, yet another unnecessary flag was set.
Stored within the vault at our academy are priceless pieces of weaponry that were donated by many illustrious graduates. Keeping them in good condition is another important duty of the student council.
So cool!
For example, this one here is the holy axe known as Gargantua.
It's shocking to see Lord Richard talk so much. I thought he was quiet.
Weaponry must be his passion.
Those who wield its sharp edges must be careful to avoid having any sort of accidents. And here we have the enchanted shield Archelon. Not only does it defend against strikes, but it can reflect magic spells back at the enemy. Anyone who attacks without knowing its powers is putting themselves between a block and a hard place. Pun very much intended.
This here is a big part of the reason why Richard is always so quiet.
Is it 'cause he tells a lot of dad jokes?
That's right. And it's caused nearly everyone to warn him against talking while out in public.
Now let's move on to the celestial armor they call Valkyrie. This accentuates the look of any warrior who wears it, making them so handsome that ladies can't help but be smitten. They all holler these words. That's amore.
Should we laugh just to be polite?
No.
Out of everything in this vault, my most favorite pieces are these 3 beautiful swords. The demonic blade, Ganga. The holy blade, Lakshmi. The arcane blade, Saraswati. Can you guess why the demonic one is the greatest? Because it's a cut above the rest.
Oh, really? Even so, the remaining 2 swords are not to be underestimated when in the right hands. Imagine if the student council wielded them. It would mean hooligans best stay sharp or we'll make a stab at giving them a proper education. Don't you think? Wonderful!
A multi-pun combo! My intuition is telling me that this girl is a true master. I've been bested!
Please stand up and hold your head high. I believe that your jokes were quite well refined, Vice President.
In what way?
Not long afterwards, rumors spread like wildfire throughout the academy that it was in fact Grace who reigned supreme among the student council.
Well, that's just downright slander.
Dear Mother and Father, how are you doing? I couldn't be better. If you can believe it, a whole month has already passed since I began living at the dorm's Royal Magic Academy. The student council here is filled with nothing but truly wonderful people, especially one of my fellow first years, Lady Grace. I can't even begin to express how great she is. She has been an amazing role model, both academically and socially. There are also 2 gentlemen among the first-year members of the council. One of them is Prince Lucas Vierge, the other is Lord Lambert Valance. As the younger brother of Crown Prince Virgil, Prince Lucas is second in line for the throne. He's a very cheerful and sociable person who always wears a bright smile. Meanwhile, Lord Lambert is a man of great intelligence. His grades are among the best, and he quickly masters various council duties. However...
Excuse me, Miss Anadol.
his attitude towards me is particularly stern for some reason.
I assume you've finished tabulating those numbers?
Oh dear, I'm sorry. I'm not quite finished yet.
Really? How was that? You see, I've already finished, and you're saying you haven't? That's strange. As I recall, you had the highest marks on the entrance exam. How exactly do you score higher than me when you're slower than me?
Everybody's different.
You wouldn't be slacking off by chance, would you? Since the entrance exam was more important, you can't deign yourself to be fully involved in the council's work.
That's not the case at all!
My tabulations are complete and ready, as you can see. Might I bother you to put them together with the rest, Lord Lambert?
Oh, of course. As you wish, ma'am. Just a moment.
I'm at a complete loss. I wish I knew why he hates me so much. Did I do something that offended him?
Well, Anna, if you were to ask me, I don't think Bear is acting the way he is because he hates you. There's another reason why.
He's not? What exactly do you mean by that, Prince Lucas?
Consider this. Although Bear is the current heir to the Lambert family, he's adopted. He was born from a bankrupt noble family out in the sticks. His start makes him no different than a peasant. But because he proved himself very smart from a young age and showed great promise with magic, he was able to enroll in this academy. Just like you, Anna. The two of you share similar circumstances.
Interesting. It appears that he views Anna as a rival, and his harsh attitude comes from him not wanting to lose.
A rival? Well, I'm honored and all, but doesn't it go to show that he does in fact hate me?
Well, of course not. Don't be silly. The opposite of affection is indifference, not hatred. The fact you believe Lambert actually hates you is just the proof you need to show he pays a great amount of attention to you. In my opinion, his route must be the easiest one to traverse. There's nothing to worry about because his love flag is already established.
A what flag now? Lady Grace sometimes talks about things that I can't wrap my head around.
No matter, you can rest assured for the moment, my dear. I have a plan, so you needn't worry. Also, Prince Lucas, I must ban you from making any more planes in the office.
Oh my gosh! Isn't this an important document?
I couldn't help myself.
Lady Grace, my tabulations are all finished.
magnificent work. Oh my. It seems that you beat Lord Lambert to the punch today, Anna.
She picked the abacus up really quick after I taught her how to use it yesterday. That's the main character for you.
Wait, hold on, Miss Grace. How can you judge us when we're not on a level field? I mean, look at this. I'm not using that calculation device.
Interesting. A level field. That's a strange thing to say. We do these tabulations to keep the council running properly. This isn't meant to be a competition. Besides, if I recall, the one who made a fuss over speed was originally you, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I know, but I just...
Here's an idea. If you haven't noticed by now, I happen to have an extra abacus on my person. Would you care to make use of it, Lord Lambert?
Really? May I?
Hook, line, and sinker. Lambert is curious by nature, so I knew he'd take an interest in my abacus.
Very well. Anna, please instruct him on how to make use of the abacus.
Huh?
Of course, Lady Grace. Now, Lord Lambert, I understand you might be reluctant to have a commoner teach you any sort of thing, but...
Oh, no, it's not like that.
Listen well, Anna. There is a distinct possibility he might prove unwilling to learn how to use the abacus from you. But there's nothing to be afraid of. Just look him right in the eye and make your case. And I'm sure he will respond in kind. Because... tsundere characters are always pushovers!
What? What is that? I didn't really understand what she meant, but Lady Grace is never wrong. I want to work together with you to make the best of this abacus counter, so I can prove useful both to the council and to the academy. What do you say?
Well, I suppose if you insist, I will allow you to teach me a thing or two.
That was easy. I think I get it now. This is the ones column, and next to that is the tens column.
Then I assume the next one is for hundreds?
That's right.
Actually, I have one more abacus handy. You should go learn with them, Prince Lucas.
And why would I do that?
Having someone to compete with will surely provide Lord Lambert with some extra motivation.
That makes sense to me. Hey, Anna! Teach me too!
Yes, of course. With pleasure. I was worried how things would turn out for a second, but thanks to Lady Grace, I feel like I can be good friends with the other first years on the council.
Lambert was easy enough, but characters like Lucas are tough to get a read on, which means his route must be difficult. That being said, now that I've managed to get them interacting, his love flag with Anna is probably set now. Huh? The role of villainous isn't to figure out how to complete all the routes, is it? Do I have this backwards? It's a little late for that now.
Stop it, Prince Lucas! You must quit treating the abacus like a toy. That's a comedy routine from the Showa era.
My apologies. It just makes such a funny sound to me.
Lady Grace, what is a Showa?
Tony Tani knows.
And thus, Grace, aka Kanzabato, decided that it was simply best for the villainess to do as much as she could.
I'm a 52-year-old bureaucrat, Kanzabato Tondabayashi. Except, one day, I was turned into Grace, the big baddie of an Otome video game! A shocking transformation! Roughly a month has passed since then, as Anna and I have continued our studies here at Royal Magic Academy. Now we are about to reach a new stage of mastery over magic.
And reveal thy true form.
It's a Pegasus.
A rather subpar creature for the girl with the best grades.
It's plainer than plain.
Time for the appraisal. Miss Anna Doll's magical beast is of the Pegasus species and has the wind attribute. It shall be your partner from now on. Be sure to take good care of it.
Right. I will, I promise.
Pegasus, huh? That's a perfect fit for Anna. All right, Hinako, all right. So I understand what the love in the title Magical Academy Love and Beast is all about. But what the heck is a beast?
It's a magical familiar. They're little creatures that act as servants. In the game, the protagonist is granted an egg right after she enrolls in the school.
An egg?
That's right, a beast egg. After spending a month studying, the egg finally hatches, bringing forth her very own familiar. It then greatly expands the variety of spells she can use. In other words, the real magic lessons don't begin until after she obtains her own creature. And naturally, the story and the way various love roots unfold can change drastically depending on what type of beast is born. That's what makes this game so much fun!
Congratulations on summoning your beast. Such an accomplishment.
Wow, thank you, Lady Grace.
This is a Pegasus with the wind attribute, isn't that right? So then, I imagine your future magic studies will mainly be focused on creating wind spells.
That's right. I'm so happy. I love wind magic. If I remember correctly, doesn't wind magic share an affinity with the earth attribute? I think it's actually water that's the most compatible with the wind attribute.
Wait, what? I thought it was the fire attribute.
The ritual is still taking place. Keep quiet.
They make a good point. Elemental attributes can be very complicated depending on the game. Here's an idea.
Pardon, Madame Crona. Before we continue with the beast summoning ritual, would you mind giving the class a refresher on elemental attributes?
That looks to be necessary. Very well, then. Everyone, please pay close attention.
Yes, ma'am. Lady Grace never disappoints.
Our world's magic comprises of fire, water, the wind, and earth. Everything is split between these four elements. Furthermore, each element has its own strengths and weaknesses against the others, so it's important to know all possible elemental affinities, regardless of whether you're positioned in a combat role or a support role. For example, when fighting a water attribute beast, fire spells are particularly effective. However, trying to take advantage of elemental weaknesses alone is not enough to deal with more powerful beasts. In those situations, using a wind spell in coordination with a fire one will boost the fire spell's power and assist in defeating your opponent. Did you understand all of that?
Basically, the attribute of your beast determines the path you have to take moving forward. If this were a game, this is the point where you would keep reloading until you got the beast you wanted the most.
Hey, Anna. Consider this a moment. If there was a spell that allowed you to repeat the summoning ritual over and over again, would you keep doing it until you got a rare beast for familiar?
What? Repeat the ritual? Why would I do that? I love this little guy and feel lucky to have him.
No way!
It's the Crown Prince Virgil! And the Guardian Lord Auguste! Why would they come to our class?
Sorry, pay us no mind, Madame Crona. Please continue with the summoning ritual.
We're just here to get a front row seat. We gotta see what sort of magical beasts our two little newbies on the student council end up with. Since ours are curious to find out too.
Crown Prince Virgil's beast is a griffin. It has the wind attribute. And Lord Auguste's beast is a Garuda. It has the fire attribute.
Those are both rare species, and they have way more mana than normal. The members of the student council really are on another level.
Funny running into you two here. I take it that Pegasus is Anna's new partner?
Yes, Your Highness.
That makes sense. The Pegasus is a more docile beast. It's easy for them to reflect the talents of their masters. So it may be the perfect fit for a hard worker such as yourself, Anna.
It's the efforts of the master that can ultimately make or break any sort of beast.
Right! I'll do my very best!
Well, well. Those two seem to be responding to this quite positively.
Of course, that's good to know!
All right, let's continue. Grace O'Byrne, you're next.
Pardon, I must go take my turn.
Of course.
Good luck.
Lady Grace, I wish you the very best of luck.
Great. I appreciate it.
Now, place your egg here.
Yes, ma'am.
Hard to believe it's already been a month since then.
I will now hand out the most important item, so everyone please pay very close attention. After I call your name, please come up to the front one at a time. The moment has come for you to form a personal contract with the beast. Once it is complete, your egg will be stored in a subspace for the duration of a month. And during that time, you will support its growth by supplying it with mana.
Right.
Let's begin. Please state your name.
I am Grace O'Byrne.
Then a summoning ritual is held, and the beast reveals itself to its master for the first time.
I order thee as master of the contract. Listen and heed my call, and reveal thy true form.
Well, seeing as how the main character that's on everyone's mind has already summoned her beast, nobody should care much about what kind I end up with. I'm the villainess after all. This should be a breeze.
It's gotta be a fire attribute. And, like, not just because that's what I have.
Grace will clearly summon a wind attribute beast. The fact that we are engaged to be married is proof enough of that.
I'd be over the moon if she got the same wind attribute as me, but at the very least, I hope she gets fired and
she has the right attitude, right?
I have to prove myself to Lady Grace. No
One can only hope.
Restart until I get a good beast? No. That leans somewhat into scum saving territory. I don't consider myself to be a hardcore strategist like that. And like, even though it's just a video game, I hate the idea of deleting a beast that was born just for me. I'd feel sorry for it.
You're completely right, Hinako. Especially considering this is a tangible world that can't even be reset. Nothing will surprise your old man. I promise to cherish whatever beast I get.
What is that?
Huh? Combine the mana forms? How can I... Direct contact?
Whose voice is that?
That's a dragon. From the looks of it, right?
It appears so. However, what in the world just happened?
Well, that was a rather odd sight. But let's move right along. Miss O'Byrne's magical beast is... It's a species of dragon. An ancient dragon.
Whoa, no frickin' way! That's a beast so rare, it's legendary!
And as for its attribute, there are two. Her beast contains both fire and water.
But But that's impossible! Every beast should be limited to one elemental attribute. How can there be two? Not to mention, those are opposing elements. It's unthinkable for both to coexist inside a single beast.
So this basically means Lady Grace is a genius in every sense.
Look, you can't just slap her with the genius label and call it final.
To be continued after the break.
I am Hinako Takabayashi! Born 20 years ago, between an otaku mother and an otaku father! I am 100% purebred geek! It all started yesterday. I was enjoying my latest challenge run in Magical Academy, Love and Beast, when... Oh. Hello, go for Hinako. That's right. I'm home at the moment. Huh? Dad had an accident?
He seems to have taken a hard hit to the head. Thankfully, results from our tests have revealed there was no damage to his brain, and he doesn't seem to have any other significant injuries. The problem is that he won't wake up for some reason. His brainwaves indicate that he's in a state close to dreaming. That's all we know for the moment. We'll keep him here for now, until we can perform more thorough tests tomorrow. Now, if you'll please excuse me.
Well, it's great that he didn't get seriously hurt. I know he'll wake up when we least expect it and go,
Jotaro, you big old fool! All thanks to your meddling, I live again!
Good grief. Guess you're the real thing.
But in seriousness, Dad is gonna be okay. I mean, he saved a kid by jumping in front of a truck. It's just like one of those Toku hero stories Dad loves. So there's no way this ends with him in a coma forever.
Yes, of course. I feel the exact same way. Alrighty. I have to stay and fill out the hospital paperwork. You head back and take care of the house, okay?
Okay, I'll whip us up some dinner too. That's weird. I thought I turned the TV off before I left home. Uh-oh, that's not good. The controller's not working. Maybe the battery's dead? Now the remote isn't working? What's going on here? Hold on. This is the scene where Anna gets bullied by Grace for the first time. Or is it? The graphics look kind of different.
Surely you're aware of that. And yet you're here in spite of that. How interesting. It can only mean one thing. You must have been lovingly raised by great parents who are undoubtedly proud of their brilliant child.
Dad? So here's the thing. I know that this is probably gonna sound totally bonkers to you, and you're gonna want to lecture me about keeping fantasy separate from reality, but I've analyzed the facts as objectively as possible, and there's just one answer. I've concluded that Dad's mind is inside of this game!
All right, I'm convinced.
That was easy!
You have no idea. My generation read the never-ending Bleep in middle school, and we've been exposed to countless isekai stories ever since. Never underestimate the otaku power level of a bomb.
Talk about reliable!
I watched Crest of the Royal for Bleep, Machine Hero Wata Bleep, and even Ramoon and 4 Bleep. Not to mention Raier Bleep, Fushigi Bleep, and the 12 King Bleep.
Always stresses me talking otaku!
How could I forget? You can't mention the isekai without Aura Battler Gun Bleep. It wowed everyone by being both a mecha and isekai with a story well ahead of its time. We're talking 1983, girl! Speaking of the 80s, there was an excellent OVA by the name of Lita, The Fantastic Adventure of Bleep. Have you seen it? Probably not, but I highly recommend it.
Okay, that's enough, Mom. I get it.
Fill me in on the details. What exactly is the situation right now?
Okay, let me explain. For starters, my Magical Academy Love and Beast game is shown as on, but it won't respond to any of the controls. And we can't even turn off the TV. It's just stuck.
I see. That's definitely weird.
The good news is, although the normal dialogue choices won't pop up, we can still progress the story forward by hitting the A button. Oh, plus the backlog works, as well as the diary option that summarizes the story thus far. Do you want to take a look?
Sounds like a good idea. Let's do it.
Okay, so we'll start from the first day of school.
Would you pass on a message to the chef? Please tell them it was delicious. Yes?
What is the elegance cheat?
That does sound like something Dad would totally say.
In times like this, you should divide by 9.
Check out those business skills.
Definitely giving Dad vibes.
Hooligans best stay sharp, or we'll make a stab at giving them a proper education.
It's really him! Oh, jeez, I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from watching this.
Well, you better get used to seeing more of this, dear.
I'm not sure I can do that.
The question is, if Dad's mind is actually stuck in this video game, then how do we get him back?
Well, I think beating the game would obviously make the most logical sense. Of course, we can't say for sure that would actually bring him back, but at this point, it's really the only option that's available.
Good point. Since progressing the story forward is all we can do, you should keep playing the game to see what happens, Hinako.
Roger that, Mom! I've got it covered!
Morning already?
Yeah. Good morning, Mom.
Good morning. Don't tell me you kept going for the entire night.
I've pulled tons of all-nighters playing games. I'm a pro. Thanks to doing that, I've already gotten a whole month into the game's storyline, which would mean that the flow of time between the game and our world is completely different from each other. But hey, now I've made it to the first major event of the game, the Beast Summoning Ritual. How the story unfolds from this point forward changes depending on what beast is... Huh? What the heck? Grace will now summon a beast. Would you like to lend a hand? Holy crap! It's giving us a choice? Up until now, we've been totally stuck on a set route! Does this mean we can actually influence the story? But what does it mean by asking me to lend a hand? Summoning a beast is based on pure luck. We shouldn't be able to change anything about it.
Hey, Nicole, I think it's basically asking us if we want to help out Dad or not.
Yeah, I guess so. Then... there's only one answer!
Grace and Kenzabuto's mana will now be used to create a beast.
Huh?
Please combine the 2 mana forms.
Combine the mana forms? How can I?
Please use your hands to make direct contact.
Direct contact? But how? Do I use it like a touch panel? This thing is just a plain old LCD television.
Fascinating. This is not my first time laying eyes on an ancient dragon, but a beast that possesses 2 attributes, both water and fire.
In all the long years I have been teaching here, I've never seen such a thing.
Is that so?
I'm guessing the strange phenomenon that occurred during the summoning ritual has something to do with it.
Grace, tell me something. Can you cast spells with your beast?
Well, sir, I haven't actually tried it out yet, but I believe it's possible.
Okay, then why don't you give it a whirl? Aim a spell at that target over there.
Magic circle.
What a powerful spell! Lady Grace is such a genius!
Indeed, it was an impressive shot. Although, that seemed to be an ordinary fire spell. Why don't you try switching to water?
I'm not sure how. I'll go ahead and give it a try. Orion! Hey, Orion. Are you listening to me?
Is Orion the name you picked for it? Very charming.
Huh? No. It's the name that was written on his stat screen. Right. This must be it.
What do you mean by that?
Huh? You mean none of you can see the screen? I see. Never mind.
The color of its body changed from red to blue.
Okay, we're ready. We've met the conditions for switching to water. I will try the same spell as earlier. Magic circle.
I see. That was undoubtedly a water spell. My next question. Are you able to use fire and water magic simultaneously?
It doesn't seem like it. At the very least, I'm not entirely sure how to make that happen.
I suppose that is fair, but we can ponder more on it at a later date. Right now, the biggest mystery surrounding this is why your beast was the only one that manifested two different elemental attributes. Grace O'Verne, are you aware of anything that might explain it?
When you put it that way, yes. Something happened. Just when I was preparing to enroll here at Royal Magic Academy, in fact. I felt the presence of someone else inside me. It was like a strange new soul had been born, distinct from the one that I possessed before. In other words, my old self and my current self. The merging of these two souls may have contributed to the creation of this beast.
Two souls existing? Is that even possible?
It makes sense. I have noticed that Grace has drastically changed for the better recently.
If that's true, then I believe that you've taken a step into maturity by embracing a whole new you. I have heard a great deal about you from your parents. They said you've always had an acute sense of responsibility. Hence, you are so driven by the need to successfully establish yourself at the academy that it inadvertently gave rise to a new personality taking root within you.
That figures. Lady Grace is a genius.
Okay, but actually...
Well, whatever the case is, this means you have an important responsibility to fulfill.
Huh?
We hold a learning event called the Magic Exhibition at the end of every school semester. Only the most esteemed and accomplished members of the Student Council are selected to participate in this event. But this year I want you to take part and demonstrate your beast's abilities to everyone.
You really want me? I must say, this feels like it might be too big of a responsibility.
Don't be silly. Who would be better suited for the role than you?
But I can't.
Please, Lady Grace, you should do it. If there's anyone fit for it, you would be the best role model to enroll from the academy. I believe that wholeheartedly.
requiring your assistance for this event.
Whatever you need, just say the word and I'll help out.
I am here for you too. Feel free to ask me for anything. I've got you.
Hey now. Don't you go forgetting about me?
How did I get myself into this mess?
Well, good news for Grace. I mean, Dad. His beast was born just fine.
Well, that's certainly a relief. But what exactly happened to that tiny Dad and Grace? Was the magical beast born from those two?
I've seen that version of Grace in the game before. It shows up on our character introduction screen. So I guess this means their powers were combined or something. Interesting.
2 for the price of 1. It sounds like those cheats that always pop up in these reincarnation stories.
That's gotta be it. Well, we should keep progressing the story. Huh? It wants me to pick the name of Dad's familiar? Normally, the contracted master is supposed to do that. Doesn't matter. I guess I just have to play along. Okay, done.
Orion?
Orion is from my favorite childhood anime, Mechazoid Warrior Wyvern. It was the name of the little dinosaur character. And naturally, Dad always watched it with me. So obviously, if he remembers, he might realize that I'm the one who named it.
Having a dinosaur-like beast with a familiar name like that. The staff of this game must be fond of that anime too, huh?
So gross!
Well, that might be a stretch. It's a common name.
He's not wrong.
I see.
Well, I'm not surprised. Everyone's freaking out over his beast because that's never happened.
Grace, tell me something. Can you cast spells with your beast?
I'll answer the door. You keep playing.
Thanks. You're the best.
Yes, hello? Who is it?
I'm here to deliver a package.
Oh, you can just leave it there.
Sorry, but it requires payment.
Huh? Cash on delivery?
Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Huh?
It's for me. I ordered something earlier. 1 second. Let me go grab my wallet.
Although,
Okay, we'll be right with you.
An ordinary fire spell. Why don't you try switching to
How
one?
much is it?
It's 5,500 yen, ma'am.
Orion,
just a
we're
sec.
going to use water
Here.
magic next.
And here's your change.
Are you ready?
Thank you.
Hey, Orion, are you listening to me?
Hey, Nicole.
What's up?
It's your father. Seems like he's having a bit of trouble.
Oh, crap! I left it in autoplay mode while getting my wallet. Okay. Let's check the combo log first. Oh, he wants to switch to the water attribute. I think we gotta hit the select button and navigate to the stat menu. There we go.
The color of its body changed from red to blue.
Locked it in. Hang on a second. Unless we're physically here to follow the story and control his beast at the right moments, Dad won't be able to move the game forward. Can I really make it to the end?
Don't you worry, Hinako. Remember who raised you.
Of course I do. It was you and Dad!
That's right! Believe in your Taku bloodline!
Why was your beast the only one that manifested 2 different elemental attributes?
We missed some of the story.
Are you aware of anything that might explain it?
When you put it that way, yes.
This is a good opportunity for me to come clean and explain that a different person is not
Oh,
having
don't do
Grace's
that!
body.
Oh, no!
Something happened. Just when I was preparing to...
Wait, hold on, Dad. It's definitely better if you keep that a secret. There's a branch in the Virgil route where Grace gets possessed by a demon and fights Anna. So if he admits to having a different personality now, they might assume it's the work of an evil spirit.
I felt the presence of someone else inside me. It was like a strange new soul had been born, distinct from the one that I possessed before. In other words, my old self and my current self. The merging of these 2 souls may have contributed to the creation of this beast.
The elegance sheet made his explanation come off as pretty ambiguous.
If that's true, then I believe
that you've taken a step into maturity by embracing a whole
They misunderstood him! Goodness. That's one crisis averted.
But this year I want you to take part and demonstrate your beast's abilities to everyone.
You really want me?
Is that right? So this is the trigger that leads them into the magical exhibition, huh? Interesting. That's not what I expected.
Is that supposed to be bad?
Well, not necessarily at this point. It's just that the magic exhibition is where Anna and her chosen love interest get a big, juicy intimacy boost. And that's usually the whole reason the event takes place from the start.
Although, moving forward, I will be requiring your assistance for this event.
Whatever you need, just say the word and I'll help out.
But this is totally not going in that direction at all.
Exactamundo.
Hey, now.
Well, this was a pretty great story. But the last one I read would bring anyone to tears. I'm definitely going to use it as the basis for the drama club's next big performance. Oh my goodness! This place is pure bliss! There's no limit to the books I can read! I wish I could live here forever! Or even become a book myself!
Magic Royal Academy really has one of the best libraries. It's so grandiose.
Indeed. It rivals the underground vault as the Academy's most valuable reservoir of knowledge.
That's the daughter of the Duke! Lady Grace O'Byrne! She's absolutely stunning! Oh, and next to her is the Academy's first student of peasant blood who got in with the top score! The valedictorian of valedictorians! None other than Miss Anna Dahl! Their friendship transcends the limits of social status! There is nothing more glorious! A true feast for the eyes!
As it stands, our top priority should be to broaden our knowledge. To start, we must study up on the finer details of magic and beasts.
Right, that sounds great.
This is especially true because I still have so many questions about Grace's new beast, Orion. Like how it ended up with both the water and fire attributes, or what those floating hands were during the ritual. Not to mention the strange voice I heard. I'm not sure since I couldn't really hear it clearly, but I get the feeling I might know who it was.
Pardon me, Lady Grace. I'm going to check out the bookshelves over there.
All right, go right ahead. Then I will focus my efforts over here. Huh?
Is something wrong, milady?
What? Oh, well, I thought I saw...
Lady Grace!
Huh?
Lady Anna!
That's the student council secretary and attendant to the Crown Prince. His name was...
Lord Pierre, nice to see you.
Salutations, Lord Pierre.
Good job, Anna.
You seem to be in a rush. What's troubling you?
Well, it's rather embarrassing. Have either of you seen Prince Virgil around?
Prince Virgil? We haven't. Has he pulled another disappearing act on you?
Unfortunately, he has.
Although Pierre is an outstanding attendant who perfectly manages the prince's schedule and everyday affairs, he is also businesslike and adamant to a fault, which occasionally puts so much pressure on the prince that he is forced to hide from him just to catch a break.
I'm out of here.
Furthermore, when the old Grace learned of this, she would place all the blame on Pierre and often chewed him out for it.
Talk about a tough break. The pains of serving royalty, I guess.
My apologies. I know it's my fault for losing track of the prince, but I swear that it won't happen again.
I see. There may be some truth in that. But try thinking of it this way instead. The prince is the one who's avoiding you, seeing as how he took it upon himself to hide away. That also means you're off the hook from serving him when he goes missing, no?
Off the hook?
To simplify things, people are not designed to work every minute of every day. The more fatigued they become, the more the quality of their work ultimately declines. So taking breaks like this is key to ensuring that everyone does their best. I suggest that's how you look at it.
Oh, how incredibly magnanimous!
You're a genius, Lady Grace. That's one of the most compelling arguments I've heard!
Everyone around here is well aware of how hard you work on the prince's behalf. Perhaps in a more dangerous place, this would be a different story. But given the safety of our academy, I don't see a reason for you to be so uptight about his whereabouts.
Right! I am beyond honored to receive your words! Lady Grace, you have brought new light upon the purpose to devote my life to the royal family.
So uptight.
That reminds me, Pierre. We actually came here in search of materials to help us with our studies of magic and beasts. As someone with more experience, do you have any advice that could help our research?
I heard the exciting news. You will be participating in the magic exhibition, yes? But I'm afraid my knowledge and ability to teach is quite shallow, so giving you any advice would be too far out of line!
So uptight!
Well, if you don't mind it, could you at least tell us a little bit about the magical beast that you have?
What a wonderful idea. I've actually never seen your beast for myself.
As you wish, my lady. Please just give me a moment. The name of my beast is Pollux. It is a gargoyle and has the water attribute.
You use water magic. If I remember correctly, Prince Virgil possesses a beast that uses the wind attribute, which means you fit in the support role perfectly.
Yes, I'm quite proud of that fact. At last year's magic exhibition, the prince was chosen to give a demonstration, and with his permission, I humbly served as his support during the event.
How interesting. I was not aware it could work that way.
Please don't hesitate to ask if you ever find yourself in need of my help. I would feel most honored to lend you a hand. After all, you and the prince will be married to each other in due time, which means my service to him naturally extends to you as well.
Why, thank you, Pierre. But we shouldn't rush to conclusions just yet. Until Prince Virgil is actually married, there's no guarantee that I will end up being his bride-to-be.
What are you saying? Did I hear you right, Grace? Would you care to enlighten me on what you meant by that, milady? Your Highness, I've been looking all over for you. That's right. Dang it.
My goodness, did you notice he was hiding up there?
Perhaps. Heaven only knows.
I must say, I'm a little perplexed. How were you able to hear our conversation when you were up on the second floor?
With a bit of wind magic, I created a tunnel of air. It carries sounds from farther away. It's a simple spell.
Actually, it takes great skill to cast. It's not the most dignified spell, considering it's primarily used to eavesdrop.
Now, come on, don't be such a stiff. I will need to heed the voices of all my subjects after I become king, so I'm just practicing.
Oh, I see.
Interesting. I didn't know wind magic was so multifaceted.
How very fascinating. That reminds me, your beast also has the wind attribute, right? If I may be so bold, it would be prudent of you to teach Anna about wind magic.
You really think so?
I do, really.
That should lead Anna further along his route by raising their intimacy level.
But it would be rude to impose like that.
It's fine. I don't mind it at all. We already see each other as members of the student council, so that makes it easy.
Oh gosh, but it still feels wrong.
It would be nice if she wasn't so modest all the time. Where's that main character energy? Oh, right. This is a good chance for me to play the villainess and get aggressive for once.
Oh, please, Anna. Would you get down from your high horse? This training is not meant for your benefit whatsoever. I'm merely thinking about the exhibition, where I expect you to serve as my support. I will not stand for an assistant of weak magic.
You really want me to assist you in the exhibition? Say no more. I accept your offer and swear to give you my absolute best.
Oh, now I see. When you put it that way, I have no choice but to offer my full support, graciously.
Oh no! My hat's off to you, Lady Grace. Just masterful. Although you framed it as being all about you, that was only a means to provide Lady Anna with an opportunity. Once again, you are an inspiration.
Oh, no! How does this always happen to me?
Come out, Regulus! Here we go!
Heed my calls, Donna Malik.
These guys sure are some serious bruisers.
Yep. The battle scenes in this game go real hard despite being an Otome dating sim.
Question. Why exactly are they fighting each other again?
It's just a mock battle. Remember? Grace was chosen to participate in the magic exhibition, but then...
You know, come to think of it, I've actually never seen what the magic exhibition is all about.
So after that realization, she asked the older members of the student council to put on a demonstration to get a better idea on what to expect.
Oh, I see. So this is like a sort of rehearsal for the exhibition.
Although, I really have to hand it to Dad, honestly. Despite being 52, he had no trouble swallowing his pride to ask kids younger than me to lend a hand and coach him. Ignoring the fact he's currently in the body of a 15-year-old.
Well, your dad's been a young boy at heart for as long as I've known him. And he always used to say, age doesn't matter. Anyone with skill is worth learning from.
What? This artist is still in high school?
You see talented youngsters pop up all the time, especially in the otaku industry.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I wonder if Dad's personality is part of the reason his mind was guided into the game in the first place.
I'm grateful for your help, gentlemen.
That was amazing, Lord Auguste. Lord Richard.
Thanks. Well then, there you have it, milady.
Since one beast has the fire attribute and the other water, the clash of those opposing elements means your battles are always intense. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, that sums it up. However, please don't tell anyone else. It is secret information.
Putting that aside, it's obvious from your skills that Lord Auguste specializes in defense and Lord Richard in offense. You two are polar opposites, even when it comes to magic.
That's the idea. After all, the two of us are destined to serve as commanders in the Royal Knighthood by design.
One will be the shield that protects the kingdom, while the other will be the sword that strikes. And both of us have trained extensively to fill those roles from childhood.
Oh gosh, you're both such great role models.
Wow, I must say, these two are really charming. Maybe I should keep their roots available for Anna to follow.
If I may, there's one thing I'm a little bit curious about. All of your fighting damaged a piece of the cliff over there. Is it just me, or do the rocks appear to have bones of a creature inside of it?
Oh, how interesting. It seems like they might be dinosaur fossils embedded throughout most of the cliffs.
Excuse me, dinosaur? What's that supposed to mean? Those are known as lost bones. Legend says they're the result of someone's failed attempts at creating monsters. There are a ton of them buried in these parts. It's nothing special.
Makes sense. I've heard people in the old days explain dinosaur fossils as the ill-fated experiments of God. I guess the scientists of this world must have settled on a similar conclusion.
Okay, it's showtime. You're up, Anna. You should try hitting that cliff over there with some of your wind magic.
Huh? Me? All right. Sirius, come forth! Oh, whirling winds, bore through those rocks!
Anna, that was intense!
Now that's some powerful magic. No surprise coming from the main character.
Oh, wow. I'm stunned that a new student could showcase such skill.
I know.
You make it sound like a problem. What's wrong?
Well, that mock battle we put on for you earlier was basically the same as the one we did at last year's exhibition.
All right. That's precisely what I asked you to show me.
But, on the other hand, it goes to show that we've hardly made any improvements since then.
Clashing between water and fire is entertaining. But the fact is, we both barely managed to tap into the true potential of our beasts.
Ah, I see. So you aren't making the most of your beasts yet.
That's a good point. Using fire magic for nothing other than defense does seem like a huge waste. And Richard's spell that shoots icicles doesn't seem to capitalize on his sword skills at all. Surely there must be a better way to draw out the innate potential of both beast and sorcerer.
What's that noise?
An earthquake?
Is that one of this game's monsters?
Look out! That thing's a dragon skeleton.
Mystery solved. It seems the truth behind these lost bones
is that they belong to skeleton monsters, not dead ones.
Oh, man! So that wasn't just some kind of old wives' tale? This is in game lore. That's fantasy genre for you.
Given the circumstances, I think Anna's magic caught that creature's attention and awakened it from its slumber. This happened once before. Your magic is so powerful that it draws monsters to you.
In that case, Richard and I will hold this thing off.
Lady Grace, Anna, return to the academy and call for assistance.
But what about you?
Unfortunately, Anna and I haven't undergone any magical combat training yet. Even if we tried to help, we'd most likely just be getting in the way.
We have no choice. Come, let's get going, Anna.
And leave them on their own?
That's a great decision. Let's do this, Richard.
Right. Be careful, Auguste.
Lord Auguste, Lord Richard! My goodness, are you two all right?
We can stave off most of its attack damage as long as our beasts have mana.
But it's only going to get worse unless we manage to land some hits on that thing.
How about that? Their magical circles are still infused with significant power. I have an idea. Maybe if I inscribe them with spells meant to evoke the best of both Auguste and Richard's abilities.
I'm going to borrow your magic circles.
Huh? Oh? What the?
What did you write on our circles?
2 simple words that represent your true natures.
Their beasts are changing. Into a shield. And a sword.
Oh, I didn't know a beast could do something like this.
Same here, but I'm all for it.
Wow, incredible.
Now you've seen the true power of what your beast can do. You just needed help tapping into them.
This is beyond incredible.
Indeed, your magic is astounding.
Not at all. It was a stroke of luck to inscribe the right spells for you.
In recognition of the debt we owe, the two of us hereby pledge
our steadfast loyalty to Lady Grace, the future queen of the kingdom.
Huh? I don't need this. Also, what is up with that sparkling light going ting-a-ling?
It's an effect that goes off when their intimacy meter gets a boost.
Shoot, your dad can't hear us in there, can he?
Honestly, I wish they'd aim their affections at Anna instead.
Now Lady Grace is even more the esteemed stateswoman. What a genius!
Loyalty. That gives me an idea. As a swordsman of great notoriety, my loyalty to royalty I pledge in its entirety.
Huh? Hereby this rhyme must end undeniably.
The courtyard of Royal Magic Academy is furnished with a barrier that prevents any spells from going outside of its walls. Thus, it is used as a training ground to practice magic.
Orion! Fireball! Anna!
On it, Lady Grace. Come forth, Sirius. Whirlwind! Flame Tornado!
Miss Anna's wind magic serves to fan the flames of Miss Grace's fire magic. They really complement each other perfectly with their skills, don't they?
Oh, yes. I must say, I'm very
very excited to see next week's magic exhibition.
Nicely done today, Anna. I believe we've had enough practice for one day.
Okay, so do you think I'm actually good enough to be of use to you in the exhibition?
I do, without a doubt. I believe we are set on the right track. Now would you be so kind and make a quick stop to the student council office?
Sure thing, Lady Grace.
I think you're doing a wonderful job too, Orion.
This little guy, he's clearly different from all the other beasts I've seen so far. I've noticed him trying to emphasize something more than once. But what exactly is he trying to tell me?
Isn't there any way to send Dad a message and let him know that we're watching him? Just the fact that I can see what's happening in this world means that I'm probably supposed to do something to help Dad beat the game somehow. But the only thing I can control right now is switching Orion's attribute between fire and water. What else am I supposed to do? Why'd the music change? Ah! Who are they? Their character sprites are tiny!
Lady Grace, may we have a moment of your time? Word around the Academy is that you'll be participating in next week's magic exhibition, alongside Miss Onadal. Is that right? Yes, you've heard right.
Oh! It's the snobby NPCs who make up Grace's entourage in the regular version of the game!
Lady Grace is absolutely right! We hate to bring such a thorny issue to your attention,
but it's quite a bad look for the esteemed daughter of the Duke to entrust a lowly commoner like Anna with a high-profile role.
Rumors are flying around, which have put your own reputation at stake.
Indeed, most dreadful.
Oh my, is that really what people are saying?
Yes, and worse yet,
some have suggested it won't just cause the Duke to lose face, but will become a blight upon the whole Academy.
Yes, it's the talk of the town right now.
Their character arc got bigger. Does the resolution improve after Dad gets more familiar with the characters?
There's also one particularly nasty rumor.
Apparently, Miss Onadal is a charlatan who speaks ill of you behind your back.
Her relationship with you is nothing more than a way for her to reap the benefits of nobility. So they say.
She's boasted to all her plebeian friends on how she buttered you up.
Oh dear, how despicable. Hell no! What a bunch of jerks! The only ones spreading totally baseless rumors like that are them, obviously! Don't fall for their crap! Anna's not that kind of person!
All right, settle down, Orion. Apologies for the interruption.
That's okay. Did I just control Orion by pressing a button? Or was it a coincidence?
I understand your concern here, ladies. That being said, if you don't mind, may I have your names, please?
I am Violet Corbeau.
My name is June Bueno.
Marron Chouette, at your service.
I am Grace Auvergne. This may be obvious, but all of our conduct is closely tied to the reputation of the noble families we come from. That being said, I would be careful of what you say. Otherwise, someone may get the impression that you share this anonymous gossip as a way to scare and mislead others. We wouldn't want word of that spreading among high society, would we? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have student council duties to attend to. I must get going. Farewell.
Of course! Farewell, Lady Grace! Dad totally crushed it. That didn't faze him in the slightest. And now, he's even writing their names on his fan!
Let's see, Violet, June, and...
Yeah, I can't remember them all either.
I just remembered. Anna shared some interesting news earlier. She said you got yourself a new magic wand?
Oh yeah? That does pique my interest.
I did. I had a magic wand incorporated into my fan's launcher. I dub it the Magic Fan. It's rather bothersome to walk around with both a wand and fan, so I had my family's craftsman make this for me.
Oh wow, that's so cool! I want one of my own too!
Hold on. It would be strange for a guy to walk around with a fan like that.
But why? It looks so snazzy.
I have an idea. Use something guys carry, like possibly combining it with a book or some type of nice briefcase. You could place your wand directly on the spine. Then when you open it, maybe a magic circle written inside can pop out.
Now, unlock Devil's Gate! Hot damn, she's right. That would be cool. Pushover. Please, Miss Grace, would you do me the courtesy of putting me in touch with the craftsman that your family employs?
Certainly, I'd be happy to.
Wow, you really are something. I mean, who else can say they earned a spot at the magic exhibition in their first semester? Not even Verschil or Auguste were that talented. They didn't get in until their third semester.
A mere stroke of luck. The beast that was born from my egg just happened to have some especially rare qualities. It's the only reason I was picked.
Sure, if that's what you want to think. But it wasn't luck that made you choose Anna, right? It was because of her talent. Bear was green with envy when he found out.
What? I don't have any talent. I'm just trying my best to keep from dragging Lady Grace down in front of everyone.
Not true. You clearly have good knowledge and skill in magic, and the attribute of your beast complements hers well. I hate to say it, from an objective standpoint, the one most suited to support Miss Grace in the exhibition would be you.
Lord Lambert.
However, if your performance fails to meet expectations that day, then I will take over the support role from you next time, Miss Anna.
Oh no! I mean, of course, but I'll do my best not to lose my position.
How great it is to see such young rivals who respect each other. I hope these competitions continue to spur them both to greater heights.
Isn't that nice? But you should know, Grace, Anna might have a difficult road ahead of her. This school is part of the aristocracy. Not every student around is as sympathetic and understanding as Bear.
We're telling you this for your own benefit, so listen up. You should resign from being Lady Grace's assistant right now.
It seems Lucas was right on the money. He either saw this coming or has a good sense for avoiding trouble. I'll exercise caution with those girls.
You see, Lady Grace was kind enough to speak with us in confidence earlier. She had much to say about you. She said she was tired of having the stench of a peasant on her. And that you're nothing but a huge nuisance who can't understand the pecking order of things. Yes, it's sadly true. Of course, she's far too kind-hearted to ever say it to your face. But don't you think it would be wise to take the hint and resign from being her assistant? That's right. It's for the best.
I come from a family that runs their own bakery.
Huh?
It's a very successful business. So my parents have many connections with people throughout town. One piece of advice they gave me was, be wary of anyone who claims to know that someone else is slandering you. Keep your distance from those people, because if they are willing to vilify others behind their backs, they will assuredly do the same to you.
Wow, it's just like I thought. Anna truly was raised by loving parents who want the best for her. As a fellow parent, I have nothing but the utmost respect.
All right, let's be on our way.
Huh? Where are you going?
To the student council office, of course. We'll ask Lady Grace what her true opinion of me is.
Huh? Why would you ask her? Don't you think that's a really bad idea? Just imagine what happens if Lady Grace has to publicly admit that you're a nuisance. You would have to leave the academy, and then you would lose everything you had built up. Is that really what you want?
Then so be it. I will leave the academy and never show my face to Lady Grace for the rest of my life. Even then, I'd still cherish our relationship. I won't lose an ounce of respect or appreciation for her. No way, not after all that she's done for me.
Sweet girl!
My lady?
Oh dear! Don't get the wrong idea. It's not what you think.
Excellent. Is Dad gonna show these snobs up?
You remember my words from earlier, yes? About how our conduct is closely tied to the reputation of our noble families. Because it seems that I must apologize for this misunderstanding that was caused by my way of speaking. For that is what happened, is it not? Huh? As the daughter of Duke Auvergne, I offer you my sincerest apologies. I am deeply sorry.
Oh, please, milady, you mustn't. You need to raise your head high, milady. fight more problems in the future. So we chose to steer clear of that by making it seem like everything was his fault.
These are Dad's polished social skills at work.
Although that's not the reason he's crying.
In my humble opinion, it makes no difference what social background we come from, because every student is here to learn. We are kindred spirits meant to better each other. Is that not the purpose for an academy such as this?
Yes, you're absolutely right!
Anna, and also Miss June, Miss Violet, Miss Marron?
Yes!
I hope that you will all place your differences aside and band together as fellow students.
Right! You can count on it, lady!
That magic fan really comes in handy as a cheat sheet.
This is the estate of Duke Auvergne. Much upkeep is required to maintain the beauty of its grand mansion and sweeping garden. So there are a great number of servants who live and work on the property. And the man who employs them all is none other than him. Duke Leopold Auvergne.
Could that be him? Father!
Perfect! My darling Grace. Has everything been all right with you?
Yes, of course.
When I heard that you fell off of your horse last month, I was so worried I could hardly sleep.
I do apologize for causing you so much concern. As you can see, I'm in perfectly good health now. No need to worry.
Excellent news. That's good to hear. Are the rest of you doing well?
Yes! Thank you for asking.
Duke Leopold Auvergne. He is Grace's father, as well as the kingdom's Minister of Finance. His work often keeps him away from home. This is his first time back in about 2 months.
Never be too prepared.
He has all the dignity I'd expect from a man who stands at the top of high society. Except he just turned 45 years old. That actually makes him younger than me. Makes me feel kinda bad.
Oh, right. Sebastian, fetch the gift. My daughter, I brought you something from my trip.
What's the matter? Go and get it. If you wish, my lord, but perhaps it would be best if you saved it for a more private time. Possibly after everyone has had dinner and settled for the evening.
Oh, balderdash. The earlier the better, I say. Well, a fine rocking horse, don't you think? I came across this in a town of woodworkers and just knew I had to buy it.
I get it. Grace used to love rocking horses when she was really little. So he must have chosen this as a gift without realizing how much time has actually passed. Dear God, just imagine if the original Grace had seen this.
Have you not realized that 15 years old and my still little baby that is cute as God on your side?
She'd blow her top for sure.
Dear Father, this gift is perfect. I'm absolutely flattered you remembered. Some time ago, I was having trouble coming up with a suitable gift for my little cousin Francois, whose birthday is coming up next month.
Canzaburo had time to quickly run a search through Grace's memories.
Oh, why so sad, Sebastian? You didn't possibly think that the rocking horse was meant as a gift for me, did you? Oh, that's just ridiculous. Think about it carefully now. What father would buy their 15-year-old daughter a rocking horse meant for children? Certainly not one as smart and respectable as mine.
Oh, of course! That makes much more sense! Quite impressive, my lord! Only you could pick out something that so perfectly responds to the needs of Lady Grace!
How masterful, my lord!
Right, of course.
Lady Grace, what a perfect role model! The apple doesn't fall far from the tree!
Yes, well, naturally. I'm glad you knew what I was going for, Grace.
Thank you, Father.
The servant's loyalty stat towards Grace has gotten a boost.
Daddy Leopold. Although he makes one hell of a duke, he's pretty unreliable when it comes to being a father. Well, I struggle to keep up with my daughter's changing interests too, so I get what he's going through.
Hey, Lady Grace, are these snacks supposed to be a treat for Meister Balsan helping with something?
Indeed. I have another new exciting project for him to work on. To combine a book and a wand together.
Meister, you're on, my lord. Watch out. I won't lose this time. Now, go! That's it. Come on, take him down. Mine's just getting warmed up.
Wow, spinning tops. So they have toys like that in this world too? Actually, I should be more surprised by the fact that Leopold goofs around like this. Not even Grace knew. How does such a distinguished gentleman take interest in a game that low-born kids play out in the streets?
No. You got me. I can't ever seem to beat you, Meister. Well, you're dealing with a seasoned vet. Sorry to disturb you when you're busy. I appreciate you humoring me. 'Twere nothing. Whenever you find yourself needing a distraction, just come and find me.
It seems by the conversation that Leopold and the Meister are old gaming buddies.
If I'm being perfectly honest with you, I screwed up by giving my daughter a horrible present. Except she herself stepped up to gloss the situation over and saved me from a lot of embarrassment. But at the same time, it was a hard pill to swallow. It's more proof I'm not fit to be a duke. I'm just the second son of a noble family from the boonies.
That's right. It's actually Grace's mother, Jacqueline, who comes from the prestigious Auvergne family. Whereas Sir Leopold was highly valued for his talents and got adopted into the family through marriage, I guess he still struggles with an inferiority complex, despite rising to the rank of Minister of Finance. As a fellow man, I sympathize with him. But that's still no excuse!
Father!
Grace, what are you doing here? I just stopped by so that
How outrageous of you, Father! Hogging such exciting entertainment all to yourself! Please let me partake in your merriment too.
What? But Huh?
As a matter of fact, I've also been paying a few frequent visits to the Meister's workshop. Although I expect you to keep that little secret from Mother.
Huh? Well, shucks. If you insist, let me start by teaching you how to properly wind the string around the pole, then we can get it spinning.
Okay. Duke looks so happy doing that with her.
That he does.
I'll tell you one thing, Father. You may have been born in the country, to a family that may not be as prominent as the others. But that doesn't matter to me.
You cherish your family and your work, while faithfully adhering to the responsibilities of your station. And that makes you a more splendid father than anyone else around!
I have nothing but the utmost respect for you!
Whoa, amazing. Why are you so good at this, Grace?
Shucks. Well, it was beginner's luck.
Oh crap, I forgot to hold back! I went all out!
A skill he learned in the old days.
I slept like a baby.
Today is the day, the start of our practical magic exams.
Lady Grace! Gosh, I'm sorry. I hope you didn't wait long.
Not at all. You're right on time, so don't worry. Careful. You were in such a rush that it messed up your tie.
I really appreciate your help. I can't believe I'm really saying this, but Dad's Mademoiselle moves are getting a lot sharper lately.
definitely. Though I'm sure the elegant cheat is pulling a lot of the weight for him. But on betting, it also has to do with the fact that he's so adaptable. What if it sticks? Just imagine your dad gets his body back, but has some mademoiselle in him.
You can spare me that unsettling image.
Anyways, back to the game. There's some sort of important event happening today, right?
Right. It's the end of the first semester at Royal Magic Academy. All the normal students have to do is take a test where they demonstrate spells in front of an examiner. But the most exceptional students have to display their skills in a live show with an audience of special guests. They call it the Magic Exhibition!
I'm not done yet! Keep your block up, or I'll knock your block off!
Amazing. Sorcerers using magic to turn their beasts into weapons are practically unheard of. I've never seen such a thing either. Impressive.
Are you enjoying the show? Interesting, isn't it?
Ah, Mr. Principal. True to form for Royal Magic Academy. Seeing these students cast such high-caliber spells is quite something. I'm astounded.
Indeed, my lord, I feel the same way that you do. But actually, good sir, the truth is, those uniquely powerful spells on display were bestowed upon them by someone who you happen to be very well acquainted with.
And that's it! Thank you once again to Richard Viersu and Auguste Leon. Our next performance is brought to you by a surprising pair of new first-year students, Grace Auburn and Anna Dahl.
Please get off your knees, gentlemen. This is just going to confuse the other students.
I hear you, but we follow the Knight's Code of Chivalry. But serving this double duty has ignited our passion, so don't worry. Unbelievable! So it was Grace who taught them that magic from earlier.
Yes, I would say that your daughter has a talent for guiding and nurturing others. Anna is our special admissions student who has also been flourishing thanks to the helping hand of Miss Grace.
What you don't say. Grace has been helping that commoner girl, huh?
All right then, without further ado, let us begin the magic exhibition.
Interesting. Looks like Madame Bonin just summoned 3 Guignols. Does she want them to use magic to take them down? That seems to be the case, but it's strange. Usually first-year students are tasked with hitting an immobile target for their test. That's all they need to do to pass. So hitting multiple targets that are flying through the air seems like raising the bar far too high.
Orion! Fireball!
That thing's huge. Yes, but it's moving very slowly. It won't hit any of the targets.
Anna! Right! Sirius! Come forth! Whirlwind! Flame tornado! Amazing!
That engulfed 2 targets at once, but the last one escaped!
No, you don't. Go!
Outstanding! Took him down like it was nothing.
You did an excellent job, Anna.
Thank you. I owe it to you, Lady Grace.
Those were exquisite spells from both of you. Although, I'm afraid we're not done just yet.
She took the 3 Guignols and fused them together!
Orion!
Why isn't your fire magic working?
The outer skin of the Guignol was burned away, which exposed the silver body beneath. That made it change from a water attribute to an earth one.
Wait, if so, then that means its weakness has changed as well.
Yes. Orion, switch to water attributes.
Roger that! Daddy-o!
I get it! She created that Guignol to showcase Orion's ability to switch between elements. Madame Rona is the best!
Okay, Anna. I need you to unleash a wind spell on that Guignol. Once launched, I will then sync my water spell to combine with yours.
Huh?
Have you forgotten how the 4 elements work? Water supports wind magic and makes it stronger, which means I will be switching places to be your assistant for the upcoming attack.
Oh God, you're going to assist me? My gosh, Paris, the Dogma lady!
How clever. Your dad's using the way their elemental affinities work to present Anna as the star of the exhibition.
Wait, I'm a bit worried about this. At the beginning of the game, Anna has incredibly low stats. It's especially difficult because she has limited HP and MP. Since she cast such a big spell earlier in the match, Anna might not have enough MP left for another strong attack.
We don't have time to play around. To be completely honest with you, my magic can't beat it alone. Which would mean, to overcome this obstacle, I will need your help to defeat it. Understand?
You need me. Okay. I'll do it! Now, Sirius, give me everything you've got! Cyclone!
Those winds are very fierce.
Lady Grace! Right! Ah! Freezing stone! Giant blizzard!
That was magnificent spell work, Grace.
You two really knocked it out of the park.
Why, thank you. Although it was mostly Anna's doing.
No way! I just followed your instructions, Lady Grace.
A truly incredible display, ladies.
Father!
You're the exceptional student I've heard so much about. It seems you've been assisting my daughter. How kind of you.
Indeed. Her command of magic has been a lifesaver.
Oh, heavens no! I hardly did a thing. The only reason I found it in me to cast is because of your guidance. Because if I'm being honest, how do I put this? After I became a student at this academy, I started putting on extra pounds. I'm sorry. Let me explain with a little more detail.
Extra pounds? Ah, I do recall an event where they talked about that. This one. It was a daily life scene shown after they started school.
Huh? What's wrong? You hardly have any food on your plate today, Anna.
Right. The thing is, the food here is so good, I let myself go crazy with portion sizes. And it all hit my waistline. I barely fit into my clothes.
How unfortunate.
In the old days, my gut reaction to this would have been...
Losing weight at a young age will leave you with weaker bones later.
Or...
Trust me, young ladies are more attractive with a little meat on their bones.
I couldn't keep my mouth shut.
Please shut up, Dad.
But after living in the body of Grace for about a month, I now find myself with a better understanding of why girls are so opposed to putting on any kind of extra weight.
All right, then. But please be careful. It's not good to sacrifice your health just to lose a few pounds.
Right. Yes. I'll keep a balanced diet.
However, it does make me a little bit sad. Because I was actually very fond of seeing that big smile on your face whenever you ate all of that food.
Go on, order some more.
I just can't stand to see Lady Grace making such a heartbroken expression. What What is your problem, Anna doll?
I was actually very fond. Very fond. Very fond.
Eat as much as you can. When you can. That's how we commoners do things. Screw it. I've changed my mind. I'll eat my fill and work it off with exercise. Watch me eat to your heart's content.
Sure. Just don't go overboard, okay?
After that happened, I started jogging every day to burn calories while taking lessons in magic and fighting from the council, which helped me build a ton of stamina. Well, that explains it. By the way, I put on so much muscle that my skirt felt tight this morning, which freaked me out a little.
Right. So in other words, it's all the results of your hard efforts.
I see. Huh? Basically, Lady Grace worked her charms and strongly motivated Lady Anna to better herself without pressure or chastising. Wow.
Your talents know no bounds.
She'll bring prosperity to the kingdom.
What a badass. She's so angelic that it's angelevable.
That's the genius of Lady Grace.
At this point, even Grace, aka Kanzaburo, had caught on to the fact that this effect was the result of their intimacy meters getting a boost.
Now, Miss Anna doll, please brace yourself for this.
Right, Lord Lambert.
Then, arise, my beast! Souvene Shamali! Rose Tempest!
Sirius, cast Whirlwind!
Whoa! There's earth magic that controls plants, clashed against Anna's wind magic, and they canceled each other out!
Yeah, just like we were told it would in class.
Have you found the new wand book to your liking, Lord Lambert?
Indeed, Miss Grace. It's just what I imagined. No, even better than that. It's fantastic. It fits comfortably in the hand, and look here, the spine is amazing. It was bound in a perfect way that makes it easy to keep any page you want open. Pardon me. Despite being a man of composure, I got overexcited for a moment. My apologies.
Man of composure?
I'm glad to see you're appreciating it so much.
Oh, Meister Valls. Thank you so much for making this.
Don't mention it.
1 week has passed since the magic exhibition, and right now, Lambert, Anna, and Prince Lucas are paying a visit to the Auvergne estate. After seeing Grace's magic fan, Lambert expressed interest in having something similar made for himself. So 2 weeks ago, we reached out to Master Valls to have him customize a book. And today, Lambert has come to pick up the wand book. I also invited Anna, thinking this would be a good chance to make some progress on their route.
Would you look at the two of them? Although they are opposites in magic due to their wind and earth skills, their rapport with each other seems to be surprisingly good.
Yeah, that's true. Their contrasting personalities might actually make them a good match, since they naturally offset each other's shortfalls.
So, two opposites can make a nice couple thanks to their complementary dynamic. Interesting. Anything really is possible. A good example doesn't come to mind right away, though.
Just look at yourself!
Who had customized is Fundamentals of Magic Circles by Dr. Faustus, right?
That's right.
Oh, nice. That's a really good one.
I've also read a copy at the library.
As you may know, I grew up in a relatively poor, noble family way out in the borderlands. But my parents always made sure to provide their children with the proper education. My older brothers were blessed with great fighting skills, so they were provided horses and weapons. And since I was fond of sorcery, they gifted me this book. It's very special to me. Of my first successful spell, I used magic to make flowers bloom on a dying tree. That's when it hit me. With this book in my hands, I could assure that my life would bloom with great flowers of prosperity.
How wonderful. Your parents must be very proud of you, Lord Lambert.
Yes, I share the same sentiment. That's very honorable.
Oh, shucks. But I imagine that your parents are even prouder of your work, Miss Anna.
Well, gosh, what can I say? Thanks for your kind words.
Oh, do I feel love in the air? These two do come from similar backgrounds. The Lambert route might be the most realistic option. I mean, Anna is of common birth, while Lambert is from a fringe family of minor nobles. Not to mention that Duke Auvergne has roots in a noble family from the countryside. I suppose that proves it's fairly normal in this world for those of lower status to rise up the ranks through their demonstrable skills. Depending on how the game's story unfolds, it's even possible for Anna to become the queen by progressing on the Vergil route.
Anna, I noticed you haven't eaten anything. Are you feeling under the weather?
No, I'm alright. It's just the food. I've never really seen any of these snacks before, so I'm not sure how to eat them. With proper manners, I mean.
I can relate. When I first joined the Balance family, I had no idea what proper table manners were. It was a real struggle.
Really? Even you?
That's only natural. Hey, Grace, can't you give her lessons or something?
Why, of course. Certainly.
Well, I don't mean right here and now. I was thinking more about summer vacation.
Huh?
Say, Anna, do you have any summer plans?
Huh? Well, I'm planning to stay at the dorms for as long as I can, and then go home to visit my family while they're closed.
No way! That would be a huge waste! Isn't summer vacation the perfect opportunity for Grace to invite you to stay at the Auvergne estate and learn firsthand about how to live life as an aristocrat?
Well, I'll be. That's a brilliant suggestion.
Huh? Oh no, I would really hate to impose on you like that. Besides, there's no point having a commoner like me learn how to live as an aristocrat.
Nonsense. Anna, it seems you have yet to fully grasp the reality of your upcoming position. In the not-distant future, it's possible you will find yourself standing in the highest echelon of our kingdom.
Assuming you go down the Vergil route.
Bearing that in mind, you must prepare yourself by learning the basic rules and manners.
The highest echelon of the town is obviously the royal family. Crown Prince Vergil is already set to be the next king, and he's engaged to Lady Grace. Which can only mean she expects that I'm going to join the ranks of the royal court by serving Queen Grace as her lady in waiting? Very well, Lady Grace. I swear to prepare myself for that day. I'll learn all the ins and outs of upper class etiquette and do my best.
Oh, really? Then you'll be staying with me over summer break to get first-hand experience. Are we clear on that?
Crystal, Lady Grace.
They really do have such a cordial friendship, don't they?
Sure do. I don't think they're on the same page, but hey, that makes it more fun.
Well, shucks. This is weird. Where am I? This is such a quiet and empty place. Huh?
Dad!
Oh, it's you, Orion.
Come on. This way, Dad.
Fair enough. I guess I am your parent in a manner of speaking. But wait, since when have you been able to talk? And that voice sounds awfully familiar. Grace Auvergne? So, Grace, I'm not exactly sure what to say. Nice to meet you doesn't really feel quite right. What exactly is our relationship in the first place? Thinking about it, I still don't know anything about our situation or what we are supposed to be. But for starters, let's get you out of there. Staying cooped up in such a dark and foreboding place such as this is not good for your health.
A dream?
Right. Good morning. I hope you slept well, my lady.
Oh, yes. Hello there, Josette.
Did you have a nightmare or something?
Maybe so. I'm afraid I don't remember very clearly. It's all just a blur.
Lady Grace?
Anna, what are you doing in that getup?
Have you forgotten, Lady Grace? Today is the day that I'm supposed to train with your maids.
That was a dream sequence. It had to be. That's the first time we've gotten a scene like this. Although I'm not sure what the deal is with Grace being stuck in a cage. It's gotta be an important clue of some kind. Probably. I guess this really is a new route. The beginning of a story that's unique to this world and completely separate from the main plot of L&B. As I recall, during Anna's first summer vacation storyline, the game only offers two choices, where she either stays at the dorms or goes back home to visit her family. And of course, the choice the player makes changes how the romance scenarios unfold. But now in this version, it's split into a completely different route where Anna stays at the Auvergne estate. And since Anna has all the gifts that come with being the main character, it only takes her a few days to master every custom of being a high-class lady.
So you wish to go the extra mile and learn about the various duties that my servants fulfill? I remember you saying that now.
Right.
All right, then.
Well, it is important for her to know, since she'll likely need to employ her own servants in the future. I suppose this is a sign Anna's becoming aware of that possibility.
You better use this chance to learn all there is to know, because it will certainly come in handy down the road.
Yes, I'll do my very best. All for the day when I serve Queen Grace personally. Miss Matilda is the only one who is permitted to style Lady Grace's hair. That leaves us in charge of making sure that the bed gets made. Great. Roger that, Chief. You really don't need to call me that, Anna. Now, if you don't mind... Excuse me, Chief. Josette? Don't worry, I'm not goofing around. I learned to take this approach from the head maid. She said to always consider things from our master's perspective. Unless I lay down like Lady Grace does, I can't assess the firmness of her bed, or make sure the ceiling is clear of unwanted problems. I think I get it. That's really good to know. Okay, it's your turn now, Anna. Right. Wow, it's so fluffy. What a wonderful scent. Is this Lady Grace's perfume? Gosh, it feels like I'm melting in her warm embrace. Anna. No problems here. Okay, then it's time to change the sheets. Roger that.
I'm starting to worry. This part's weird.
Lady Matilda?
Oh, please, don't be so formal.
Well, the chief, I mean, Josette was telling me that you're the only maid that can style Lady Grace's hair.
Yes, that's right.
Please tell me the secret to making those curls look so fabulous.
It's simple. I use the native enchantment given to me.
That's neat. I've heard of those before. It's the special type of magic that beastkin are born with, right?
Yes. I've been using mine ever since I was a little girl. But it's not something I can teach to others, nor can I use other kinds of magic.
Actually, not all of us have the fortune of being born with one.
My enchantment can heat up anything that I hold directly in my hands. The heat is intense enough to boil water, but not to shoot flames or anything.
I wonder if it's like fire magic.
It is pretty lacking as far as magic's concerned. But I had a hunch. I knew this enchantment could prove helpful to somebody. The first idea that came to my mind was using it for ironing. I'd heat up an iron with my enchantment and use it to get the wrinkles out of all sorts of things. There were many ladies with chic outfits who became my biggest customer base. Until one day, I was taken in by the dame of this house. That's how I started working here at the Auvergne estate, as the maid in charge of ironing. The pay was good enough that I could afford to keep the bellies of my siblings full. I owe everything to Duchess Auvergne. Back when she was a toddler,
Lady Grace would often visit the maid quarters, and always watched me iron clothes with such fascination. Except there was one thing that always bothered me.
Huh? Excuse me, my lady. I apologize if I'm stepping out of line. But would it be all right if I helped our young mademoiselle to update her hairdo? Huh? Back home, I always help my younger siblings to style their hair, since I can warm and cool locks with my magic to make them curly or straight. I can do the same for Lady Grace.
Wow! I absolutely love it!
And ever since that day, I've had the honor of styling Lady Grace's hair. It even got me a pay raise. I truly feel blessed for having been born with this wonderful enchantment.
I'm sure magic is only half of it. It's also because you're a skilled hairdresser. Yeah, come to think of it, I've never seen Lady Grace yell or get upset with Miss Matilda before. Not even back when she was really scary.
Oh yes, the Mademoiselle can be strict at times with the other staff. But she's not the type to get upset without good reason. And never has been, really. Oh, we need another round of tea. I'll warm some up. Just give me a moment.
So convenient.
Lady Anna, I am Olive, the head maid. I will instruct you from here on out.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Let me start by telling you about our employers, the Auvergnes. Lady Grace has an elder brother, Lord Adrian, who is studying abroad. And her mother, Duchess Jacqueline, is currently recuperating at the family villa.
So in other words, the only people living here now are...
Yes, Duke Leopold and Lady Grace remain in the household. Can you guess how many servants work here in comparison?
Let's see. The mansion is rather large, so I suppose a few dozen?
As of now, roughly over 300.
300?
The Auvergne estate comprises of not just the mansion, but also the large plot of land it sits on. Therefore, the servants are split in two groups who either operate in or outside the mansion. I'll start with those inside. There's the housekeeping team who takes care of cleaning and laundry. Since the Duke's residence is used for fundraising parties supporting public funds, the interior must always be kept in pristine condition. Next is cooking. They provide meals for our masters, but also cater to the servants every day, so it's a very important job. There's the administration team who conducts business affairs and bookkeeping. They also have specialists who manage the apparel and cosmetics used by the family. Outside, we have the gardening team who takes care of the landscaping. Most of the gardeners live on the property with their families.
By the way, we craftsmen live here with our families, too.
We then have the ranching team who cares for the horses and cows owned by the Duke, as well as the agricultural team who tends to the vineyard. So, what do you think now that you've experienced a day in the life of the staff?
I had a lot of fun. The Duke's grand estate is beyond impressive. It's more like its own community, rather than just a noble residence.
Whoa, that's so amazing!
As far as I know, there's nothing in the game that actually explains the Duke's estate in this level of detail. Which makes sense because you typically never dedicate that much lore to the family of the villainous. I already had a sneaking suspicion, but this isn't just a video game world. I think it's a real one somewhere in the universe that strongly resembles the game. Which would mean... Huh?
My salutations to you, ladies. Did you enjoy your personal tour of the estate, Anna?
Lady Grace, why are you dressed like that?
Seeing you wear this outfit prompted me to give it a try as well. How is it?
Well, you look terrific.
You look terrific? Huh? Although that sounds like a pretty generic response, it seems she picked up on my secret message that a future where Grace becomes Anna's servant is plausible.
She exudes elegance that makes her look stunning in any outfit. Lady Grace is a fashion genius. She truly looks terrific.
I must ask, how did watching the servants of the Auvergne estate at work make you feel?
Huh?
Perhaps you thought, it's beyond excessive for a single family to have over 300 people serving at their every need, or something similar.
Well, I won't deny that it came as a shock when I first heard of it. However... Say, Josette, you're a new maid in training, aren't you? Huh? In other words, you've been learning how to do the job ever since you came here, right?
Yes, that's right.
Let me see. I've learned how to work and read, and also how to write and properly handle money. That's great. So basically, this estate is not only a place where servants can work for a decent wage, but it's also a school where the younger servants can learn how to live. Furthermore, milady, although the parties held in the mansion and gardens may seem like lavish entertainment to the commoners of the town, they are actually a fundamental part of the Duke's job to enrich our society. The Duke fosters a sense of community by employing a great number of servants, who then earn the money needed to support their families. And it all comes together like its own tiny kingdom. That's the impression I got.
What a wonderful answer to my question. You are very wise beyond your age to be able to view things from such a broad perspective. It was worth inviting you to come here. The day will come when you stand among nobility and better the lives of everyone with your influence.
Thank you so much. I promise to put my best foot forward and refine my skills until they're good enough to display in high society. I want to be of service to many people.
Great. I look forward to it. Feast your eyes. Even the sunset is blessing you with fortune.
Yes, thanks, Lady Grace. Look at that old-fashioned flair. There's no way this world is an Otome game. Royal Magic Academy is out for summer vacation. But today, Lady Grace and I still have to attend school. Specifically, we're going to the underground vault. It's filled with weapons and magical gadgets that have been passed down through the Academy's history. However, the magic barriers that protect the vault lose most of their power during the full moon in midsummer. That's where we, the Student Council, step in to perform an inspection and do some upkeep. This seems like a big responsibility. Is it really okay for us to handle something like this alone?
Don't worry. Everything will be fine if we follow the lead of our upperclassmen. They are quite capable indeed.
You're right, of course. They're all such exceptional people who really know how to get things done around here. Huh? The lights are on. Oh my goodness, everybody's already in here waiting.
Pardon us, gentlemen.
Hey, glad you could join us. Wait, Lucas, don't mess with that. Huh?
They disappeared, but to where? They were right in front of us.
Lady Grace, I think they're in here. It was hard to see because of that big flash, but to me, it looked like everyone got sucked into this strange, colorful box thing.
Box thing? But it's obviously that famous puzzle cube.
Oh, is that so? Have you ever come across something like this before, Anna?
No, I can't say that I have.
I guess they don't have that puzzle cube in this world. Which leads me to believe...
This must be some sort of magical gadget. We should go seek help from one of the teachers.
Right, good thinking.
My goodness!
Look at the door!
Oh dear. This is definitely the work of a spell. And that cube must be the source of it.
So, this magical gadget is what created this bizarro world we're in?
Perhaps it's a very advanced form of earth magic that can manipulate space. But for what purpose?
The colors are mixed up. But I'm pretty sure they all matched earlier.
Huh? Whoa! Amazing! It turns vertically and horizontally too! Magic gadgets rule!
Indeed. I'm going to try and make one side a single color.
One color?
for the save, milady.
Of course. I'm glad to see you're all right.
Do you happen to know what the deal is with this box, Your Highness?
It's a magical gadget known as the Labyrinth of Trials that's been kept here at the Academy for many decades. Normally it's securely kept behind a barrier so that no one can touch it. But as you know, the barriers are nearly powerless today.
I've always wanted to fiddle with this thing and make it so all the colors match on each side. Hey, glad you could join us.
Wait, Lucas, don't mess with that!
That's typical Prince Lucas.
So then that must mean he accidentally triggered a switch that activates this so-called Labyrinth of Trials.
Well, there must be a way to deactivate it, right?
Yes. Let's try and find that.
What is that? Something's written on the front.
Let me take a look. You two stay back.
Your Highness, be careful.
What am I? Behold the deluge above and the blaze below. Huh?
Whatever could it mean?
I'm not sure. It mentions a deluge and a blaze. Perhaps some kind of prophecy?
Huh? You gotta be kidding me. They really don't have riddles in this world? This one is extra corny, too.
Well, if I may venture a guess at the issue, this sounds like it might be a brain teaser.
Brain teaser?
Yes. And this empty container is probably standing in as some sort of clue to solving it.
If these trials are part of Royal Magic Academy's history,
Orion!
then I assume we should use magic to show the answer.
Hydromass! Go! Orion, change attributes. Fireball. Go! With water above and fire below. The answer is then a bath, of course.
Why, that's amazing!
Lady Grace is a genius! She solved that problem so quickly! And because she's amazing in her mastery of both fire magic and water magic, only she could have gotten it right! And because she's amazing in her mastery of both fire magic and water magic...
Two different magic attributes are needed to get the right answer. Which means this riddle was actually meant to be solved through the cooperation of two people. Ah, crud! This was almost certainly one of those special events designed for Anna to solve with one of her love interests.
Hey, look! The exit, Lady Grace! Let's go!
Yes, of course. I'm coming. We're in a basement? Your Highness! He got sucked back inside! Seems the colors are all out of order again. This cube must get reset every time we pass a trial, or so I assume.
I'm betting that this event randomly summons one of the love interests for each of the trials, so they get an intimacy boost with Anna after clearing it. The only problem is, I already know I can't solve more than one or two sides of this puzzle cube at best.
Well, let me try matching one side again. This time I'll do a different color.
Lord Lambert!
Thank you for getting me out of there, Miss Grace. I could see everything that happened from inside. So then, we just need to solve the trials to escape this labyrinth, right? Please, allow me. Battles of wit are my speciality.
It's wonderful to have you. So, this must be the next trial then.
It walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and only 3 legs at night. Exemplify this creature atop the stones.
Well, that's the classical riddle. The answer is a human. But how does exemplifying it with stones work?
The number of legs it has changes depending on the time of day?
Maybe it's some kind of monster?
Darn cultural gap! Oh well, it's not their fault they don't know this one. I really want for Lambert to figure out the answer, so he can further his relationship with Anna.
Well, let's try thinking of it this way. The words morning, noon, and night could be symbolic representations of something else. Maybe...
Symbolic? Let's see. Morning could be the sunrise, waking up, the beginning of a new day.
Huh? If morning is the beginning and night is the end, maybe we should then consider one day as a lifetime. So that would make the answer a human.
She's not the main character for nothing.
That makes sense. Now we just have to figure out the situation with the stones. Those holes in the ground. 4, 2, 3. Along with a pile of stones next to them. Hold on. I've got it! Rise! Zubinel Shinobi! I'll manipulate the stones with my earth magic, then use them to fill the holes and create pedestals.
His magic is certainly impressive, but seeing as how his beast is a sphinx, he should have been the one to answer the riddle.
Now I get it. Perfect. Stand on those stones on 4 legs, 2 legs, and lastly 3 legs. Huh? Lady Grace has to get on her hands and knees? Absolutely not. I can't let that happen. I will get on my hands and knees for the morning part.
I made a cane out of stone. Please, take the last spot, Miss Anna, and stand on 3 legs.
Huh? Who's doing the first part?
Just leave that part to me, ladies!
Lambert!
4 legs in the morning.
2 in the afternoon.
And 3 legs in the night. Answer a human! Look, Lady Grace, the door to the next room opened.
Yes, then let's move on, you two. But before that, allow me to express my gratitude. Thanks, Lord Lambert. You are a true example of what an aristocrat is.
No thanks needed. You ladies shouldn't have to get down on all 4s. That's all it was. Although, I'm glad to be of service. Please summon me for the next trial, Miss Grace.
No, I think we'll have someone else do that. Thank you.
The labyrinth of trials. I can't believe this turned into a summer vacation event. It's just a bonus game that lets you boost the intimacy meter with random characters. Either the player solves all 12 riddles, or matches all sides of the puzzle cube. But solving it is a huge pain, so nobody ever bothers to play this part. I've got a feeling that if they keep this up, everyone's gonna be falling even harder for Dad! I've got to find some way to help him solve the puzzle so we can finish the event before that happens!
The solution is using water magic to create a lens of ice in that circle, then letting the sun's rays light up the torch. I figured it out.
Perfect. Then would you kindly put your water beast to work? You know, so that we can make the lens of ice?
I thought I was being clever by asking him to do it, but
It pains me to say this, but I have a big fear of heights.
I wasn't expecting that.
Well, we all have our weaknesses.
Lord Pierre, if we're correct, I think we turn this, and that should adjust the position of the torch.
Yes, understood.
Go!
The torch has been lit!
Another trial cleared!
Please forgive my shameful performance.
Lord Pierre was a big help for figuring out the solution. He really has nothing to be ashamed of.
How right you are.
What a sweet girl.
Oh? I think if I just move this over here...
Lord Auguste and Lord Richard! Let's do it once! You're a genius, Lady Grace!
Not at all. A stroke of luck for sure.
That was tight.
We were stuck in a very hostile environment. Pun intended.
Good to know you're both okay.
So, what kind of trial is this one? Let us take a shot at it. Am I crazy or was that Lucas?
Some writing has just appeared. This hut is home to a traveler. What makes the traveler shed his cloak? Prove that it is not the cold winds, but the shining sun.
Oh, this is like that old folk tale. When the north wind blew, the traveler wrapped his cloak tight to keep warm. But when the sun shone instead, the traveler got hot and took the cloak off.
They have the fable of the north wind and the sun in this world as well?
Alright. Seems simple enough. Once the traveler comes out of his hut, next Anna will use her magic to blow the wind on him. Then I'll heat him up with some of my fire magic, until he takes off his cloak.
Yes, but how are we supposed to get the traveler to come out of the hut?
I think we're supposed to try all this drum on his eyes. Pun intended.
You mean to lure him out with some music?
Yes, in the South. It's customary to bid travelers farewell with a song. The scenery here is similar, so we might need to wish him happy trails.
More like happy trials.
Huh? The door opened. Oh, it looks like he's going to come out.
People call me Richard, a man of the sword.
He didn't seem to enjoy that at all.
Richard, what the hell was that? Hold up. Do you even know what it takes to sing a song?
I don't.
Then don't try!
I imagine they don't have karaoke in this world.
Seeing as how we're short on options, I will try singing a song for the traveler.
I hope Grace can sing better than Richard.
What kind of song will it be?
I have my fair share of experience playing drums thanks to a certain rhythm game. And as for the song, I'll sing a classic that's a hit at karaoke parties with both otaku and regular folks.
Really into it. Here he comes.
All right, Anna, time for wind magic.
Right, Lurdagoose.
Okay, his cloak is off.
That's another trial song?
We did it!
The next door has appeared.
It seems like this labyrinth never ends. How many more trials do we have to clear?
I don't know the answer to that. But with Lady Grace leading us, we'll definitely find our way out of here.
I couldn't have said it better.
All my worst fears are coming true.
Well, in any case, everyone has now been summoned from the cube at least once to help us solve a trial and open up a door.
Are you serious? That little guy before was Lucas?
No way. It must have just looked like... Oh!
Don't you think we should summon Prince Lucas one more time?
That's very thoughtful of you, Anna. However...
To be honest, since Lucas is difficult to get a read on, I don't want to count on him as one of Anna's possible future husbands.
There's no need, unless you have some special reason in choosing Prince Lucas over the others.
No, not at all.
This isn't a very ideal situation, though. Not only is it inefficient, but there's a risk that we could set some unintended flags. So I'm guessing, by solving all 6 sides of the cube, we can end the trials now.
Nothing gets past Dad. He's already figured out the key points to clearing this part. If only there was some way that I could help him solve the cube. Huh? Actually, back when I was in grade school, I remember trying to get Dad to help me match all the colors.
Sorry, sweetie, but I'm not smart enough to solve every side. I do know a trick that can help, though, but it's kind of cheating.
Huh? Orion!
What? But how?
What's going on here? I can actually control this part of the game? Yes!
Anna, pick up those pieces.
Huh? Oh, right.
If you take off all the outer pieces, you get left with this, the inside of the puzzle.
That's so cool! I I didn't know it looked like that inside.
Now we can put the pieces back on in order so that all the colors match. But it's just like...
Lady Grace?
Never mind. Let's just give it a try.
Okay.
All done. Well, I guess we can't cheat our way out of this.
But then, what did Orion do all that for?
Lady Grace? If I may, would you mind letting me take a crack at this? After watching you match some of the other colors earlier, and now that I've seen what it looks like underneath, I'm pretty sure I can figure out how to get all 6 sides to match up.
Great. Then by all means do it.
Right! The centerpieces don't actually move, which means that the position of each color is fixed. And by using that as a guide, it's possible to determine the proper positions of all the pieces. Instead of trying to solve one side at a time, I just have to move each piece towards its rightful place. Carefully, until it all adds up. Huh?
We're back!
Well, gentlemen, did you all see that? Anna did it. She solved every side of the puzzle.
No, I just tested a thought.
I was starting to worry we'd be stuck forever.
And whose fault is that?
True. You really saved our necks today.
Shucks, it was nothing.
Huzzah! This should boost the intimacy between Anna and everyone on the student council. Orion helped us find the path to the proper ending by setting the stage for Anna to solve the puzzle.
I wouldn't have been able to solve this puzzle without the hints that Lady Grace and Orion gave me. I'm so happy I was able to come through for them.
You can't fool my sharp eyes.
Although, she clearly had the know-how needed to solve the puzzle herself.
She purposely left hints to give Anna the chance to learn, helping others to be their best.
A genuine altruist.
That's the biggest special effect for an intimacy boost I've ever seen!
We're finished with the inspection and upkeep for all the magic barriers.
Eesh, why did I get stuck doing so much of the work?
It's punishment time. Understand?
Huh? What's that mean? Need I remind you who just got us trapped in the labyrinth of trials in the first place?
Oh, come on, we had a great time. Although I didn't do anything but dance.
No, my hat! Come back! Whirlwind! That was a nice catch. Wowzers! Was that just magic? Did you learn it in the big city? That I did.
Thank you for your help, Anna.
Oh, sister.
It's so great to see you.
Sorry I haven't kept in touch. Here, they're from our bakery. My mom told me I should deliver them to you.
Why, thank you, my dear. How kind.
So, hey, what are you doing back here in town?
For summer vacation, I bet.
That's right. I came to pay a quick visit to my parents before school starts back up again. And I have become good friends with a very helpful classmate of mine. She strongly recommended that I take this trip. She said showing your parents a cheerful smile is the most rewarding thing you can do for them.
Oh, she sounds like a lovely person.
Yep. Lady Grace is one of the most lovely people I know. In fact, she's been a big part of my summer Oh, it's the 12 o'clock bell. I need to go.
Do you have somewhere you need to be?
I do. Lady Grace is actually coming to visit my house later this afternoon. Oh, I have to hurry and finish the rest of these deliveries.
Please introduce me to your friend when you have a chance.
I will. With pleasure.
Little do you know that I'm already here, Anna. It's certainly windy out here today. This must be the bakery run by Anna's family.
I can smell all sorts of yummy things inside.
I wonder if that gentleman working in the back is Anna's father.
His sharp movement and the discerning gleam in his eyes as he works the oven all attest to his expertise. Even from this window, I can tell that man is an honest-to-goodness artisan. That answers my question. I have no doubt he must be Anna's devoted father.
Oh, goodness. I beg your pardon, milady.
You don't need to apologize. The aroma from inside this bakery would make anyone hungry.
Well now, that's some mighty kind praise. Oh? I haven't seen you two around here. Is this your first time in town?
Why yes. A fine day to you, madame.
Oh, please, you mustn't call me madame. I'm just known as the baker's missus around these parts. What kind of bread are you looking for? Everything we sell is delicious.
Oh, well, actually...
I see how it is now. Wait just a moment.
Pardon? All right.
Here, on the house. The inside of this cone-shaped bread is filled with chocolate cream. Go on, don't be shy.
Oh, thank you. Love at first bite, it seems.
Well, to be honest with you, Grace, we came up with this bread after hearing stories of you.
How in the world do you know my name?
Oh, don't be silly. The only upper-class mademoiselle who'd visit our shop is the Lady Grace, obviously. I know this because Anna just couldn't stop talking about you in her letters. It's always Lady Grace this and Lady Grace that, so we know all about you.
I know writing letters is one of Anna's hobbies, but I'll have to advise her against oversharing my personal information from now on.
Anyways, after reading about how luxurious and beautiful your golden curls are, it gave us the idea of making bread in a similar shape.
Oh, I see. So that was the inspiration for these delectable chocolate cornets.
Pardon? Chocolate cornets?
Sorry. Apparently that's what they call bread shaped like a swirl in a faraway kingdom to the east.
A choco cornet, huh? How cute! I think we'll start calling them that.
I'm curious, madame. Or rather, Mrs. How did you know I was from the upper class? I thought my merchant's daughter disguise was pretty foolproof.
Well, shucks. The elegant way you conduct yourself and the superb tailoring on your clothes made it obvious. I knew from one look.
Interesting. Meaning, you're well-versed in the behaviors of the upper class. Also, despite knowing my aristocratic status, you showed no fear or deference and approached me in a normal manner. This leads me to believe that you were originally born into a family with deep nobility ties, isn't that right?
Oh, pshaw! That's just silly enough to make me laugh. I mean, look at me. I'm nothing but a plain old lady from the working class.
She's not a very good liar.
Sincerity seems to run in the family.
What was that scream?
I think it came from the town square.
Lady Grace, look up there! Help me! I can't climb down!
That poor dear boy.
How did he get so high up there?
He climbed up there to fetch some laundry that got blown away and now is too scared to get down.
This happens with young beastkins sometimes. Many don't think ahead, which is a problem, since they're a lot stronger than humans.
All right, you let me handle this. Hold on a minute. Those branches will snap under the weight of a grown adult. Then how are we gonna help him?
Air gust!
Anna! Excellent work.
Goodness, Lady Grace, why are you here with my mom?
I'll explain that later. Right now, though, is there a way for you to bring that kid down safely with your wind magic?
Well, honestly, that may be difficult for me to do. My whirlwind spell is too powerful to help. I don't think that boy would survive the rough conditions inside of it.
That's a good point. Perhaps I can use a basic spell to somehow make him float down, except he's too high for my magic to be able to safely reach him up there.
Anna, Grace, I have an idea. You two can work together to help get the boy down. With the Choco Cornet. Okay, folks, please back up and make way. A rescue team is here to save that boy. These two bright scholars from the Royal Magic Academy, our own Grace and Anna.
More oversharing.
Is my sweet boy really going to be okay now? Are you sure about this, Anna?
Anna, do your best!
Don't worry.
We'll save him for sure! Whirlwind!
That's the ticket, Anna. Now just wrap your whirlwind spell around that tree from the ground up, and then Grace comes in with her water
further.
Just ride the ice down like a slide.
She can convey her voice through her beast, and it projects it to people who are far away.
That was incredible! Way to go!
You're amazing! You're definitely the pride of our town!
Anna's control over her spells has definitely improved, but I'm more curious about her mother. The idea to create an ice spiral similar to that chocolate pastry isn't something she would just conceive of without knowledge of magic. She's not just a simple villager. There's a secret behind her, and I suspect it relates to important information that's needed to beat this game. However, Anna's mother is a real person entitled to her privacy. Would it really be proper of me to pry into her personal life?
Listen, everyone! We're all happy the boy got down safely, but I couldn't have done it alone. I had special help from none other than Lady Grace O'Byrne.
What? Isn't that the Duke's daughter?
A member of the nobility went out of their way to help us commoners?
And guess what? Lady Grace is well on her way to becoming the next queen of our kingdom.
Wait, that's personal information!
In the very near future, Lady Grace will help make this an even better kingdom for every one of us.
There goes my privacy!
Grace, aka Gonzabado, realized that no one in this world would uphold those standards of compliance.
A campus festival? It's a big event held during the semester after summer vacation ends. Just like the cultural festivals we have at school in Japan. And the original storyline, it's an important event where Anna and her love interest successfully perform an activity that fosters along their relationship. Of course, this is normally where Grace becomes a huge problem. She uses excuses like, it's not traditional enough, or it's not dignified. She acts as a gatekeeper who rejects everyone's plans. But now...
Well, you see, there's a thing called maid cafes that are all the rage in town right now.
I told you this idea wasn't going to work out.
Is she going to reject it for not meeting the Academy standards?
I really have to be honest. I think that this is a wonderful idea.
Huh?
As nobility, we recognize maids as an integral part of our daily life, and running a cafe that imitates the work they do will help give the student body an even greater appreciation for them.
Yes, exactly!
Thank you so much, Lady Grace!
Thanks for taking charge, Grace. Sorry we had to leave everything in your hands.
Your Highness. How nice to see you.
I gather the review process is going smoothly?
Yes. As of now, we approved all the ideas that have been presented.
If I may, Lady Grace, would it not be wise to choose more selectively? For example, this maid cafe idea seems a little too undignified. Not only does the festival have public attendees, but parents from the nobility as well. We must manage this event so that it does not besmirch the dignity of our beloved academy.
I understand your feelings of concern, Pierre, but I think whenever our society is presented with novel ideas, they most always seem to be indecent or undignified, because we can't help but judge them by our current standards. The shows the PTA tried to ban kids from watching are the ones that include innovative characters or fresh takes on comedy.
PTA?
You mean like how the newest styles of music or art are almost always universally panned when first introduced to the wider public?
Yes, exactly, Your Highness.
Pardon, Miss Grace. May I have a moment of your time? Some students have submitted a request for use of the auditorium.
Thank you, understood. Please come along with me, Anna.
Okay.
Please, my lady. If anything goes awry with these activities, I hope you understand the responsibility that may fall on your shoulders.
Then so be it. I will gladly take all the blame. Noblesse oblige, as they say. Is that not what we nobles are supposed to do?
Wow! Talk about being the coolest ever! Was Dad born to a noble family or what?
No, he's the commoner through and through. But I guess he has worked in a supervisor position for years now.
Oh, there's still more.
Besides, if something goes badly enough to cause real harm to Grace's reputation, it could put an end to the engagement between her and the prince, which in turn will open the door to the route where Anna marries him instead. All's well that ends well.
He's already factored in a plan for if things blow up in his face.
The power of a bona fide gamer! And he's treating Anna like his daughter.
We've really been working non-stop this morning.
Everyone is buckling down to prepare for the festival.
It must be tough for you.
Funny you say that. We could use your help too, Prince Lucas.
You think so? But I'm not good at doing that kind of work. Oh yeah. On a related matter, have you guys decided what activity the student council is going to do for the big campus festival?
Oh, right. That's still up in the air for now.
It's customary for the first-year valedictorian to take the lead in choosing the student council's activity. You'll need to make your decision soon, Anna.
Yeah, I know that I need to, but I've never actually seen a campus festival myself, so it's hard to imagine what might be good.
Well, here's something you might consider. Our upperclassmen on the student council are very popular here. So perhaps an activity that showcases them all publicly would go over well.
Oh, you're right! Then in that case, what if we were to put on a play?
I like that idea. Is there a particular play you have in mind?
Let me think a bit. There is one play I remember seeing at a local festival once. In it, a series of events led the prince of a kingdom to befriend a young commoner until they end up swapping places through a magical spell, which causes all sorts of kerfuffles. It really stuck with me because the story was so funny to watch.
Ah yes, a common trope in many fairy tales. I guess, not surprisingly, they have those body swap type of stories in this world too.
I have to say that does sound rather amusing.
It is! And what makes it even better is that we already have a real prince to play the part.
Yeah. You mean for Gilles?
You fit the bill as well.
Oh, wait a sec. If I remember right, there's a unique restriction the student council has to abide by when performing a play.
Restriction?
Yeah, that's right. Basically, it's a special rule that makes things harder. For instance, if we chose to perform music, we might have to use magic to move the instruments instead of just playing them normally. Does that make sense? Because the student council are the cream of the crop, it's tradition for a handicap to be imposed on their activities.
Yes, that makes sense. In that case, Prince Lucas, would you have the opportunity to look into what that special rule might be?
Okie doke!
And will you look into the specifics of that play you enjoyed so much and report the details, Anna?
Of course, milady.
How is school going, Grace?
Things have gotten busy with the festival on the horizon, but I'm quite enjoying all the activity.
The campus festival, huh? Now that takes me back. I remember pulling a few all-nighters back then to make sure everything was ready for the big day.
Right, you went to the Royal Magic Academy as well, didn't you, Father?
Yeah, as did your mother.
Ah! I nearly forgot, my lord. I'm sorry. We received a letter from the villa where the Duchess is currently recovering. She seems to be back in good fighting health and will be returning home sometime very soon.
Jacqueline's better? Well, that is wonderful news indeed. She might even come to see you at the campus festival as a nice surprise, Grace.
Oh, yes. That would be most splendid, Father. I cannot wait.
Grace's mother, Jacqueline Auvergne. She fell into poor health about a year ago and has been recuperating at a villa. I haven't crossed paths with her after becoming her daughter, Grace. And truth be told, meeting her makes me nervous, since her maternal instinct may tip her off about our change in drastic personalities. In any case, it's great news to hear that her recovery is going well, especially seeing as how she's related to Grace.
So back to the subject of the campus festival. I was wondering if you might know something, Father, about the council's special restrictions.
Ah, yes, I know them very well. I was also a member of the student council, after all.
Oh my, is that so, Father? Well, as it happens, the council will be...
How interesting. So you're all planning to put on a play, huh? Well, I happen to have your answer. If you can believe it, the one who came up with the special rule for plays was none other than your dear mother.
What?
Your mother created that rule during the year she was the student council president, and it helped make their performance a huge success. And her restriction has become tradition at the Academy ever since.
I certainly had no idea. What exactly is the restriction that she came up with, though?
It's the wildest thing.
What? It's cross-gender casting! So in order to do our student council play, that would mean that a girl would have to play the prince and that a boy would have to play the princess?
Yes, exactly, Anna.
Between Kabuki and Takarazuka, it's not uncommon to see cross-gender casts in entertainment, but...
To be quite honest, I feel like maybe it's too high a bar for novices like us to meet faithfully. And it's not like the rule has been documented in writing. But unfortunately, now that I know it was created by my very own mother,
We do not have the luxury of pretending this restriction does not exist.
I suppose nothing is more important than family tradition.
Huh? Interesting. Is that rule part of the regular game too?
Yeah, you got it. It's a really popular event with the ardent fans. Although, as far as I know, there was no backstory about the villainess having a connection to the rule's creation. As a matter of fact, Grace's mom never comes up in the game, not even in passing.
Okay, so maybe this world is exactly like you theorized before. It's not the game itself, but a real world somewhere in another universe that just resembles the game.
Yeah, it's really starting to feel like that's the case. In the game, the cross-casting rule was something the author of the story came up with. But in this world, it was something created by Grace's mom. A different origin, but the same end result. I suppose that's the nature of the connection.
Yes, I see. There's a lot about this that I still don't understand. But I can say one thing. If I ever had the great honor of meeting Grace's mother, I would say, thanks for making the pretty boys cross-dress! Because I love them! Me too!
I can't deny the idea of handsome men dressed as women would have an appeal that almost guarantees success in drawing in a large crowd. But imagine if Lord Auguste or Lord Richard were to cross-dress.
Their shoulders won't do them any favors, but their faces might clean up very well indeed. Oh, hold on. What about Crown Prince Virgil or Lord Pierre? I think they would make beautiful ladies.
That's true.
Goodness me.
Assuming they'd be willing. I think Lord Lambert would make a good intellectual beauty.
Yes, and you know what? I bet he'd go through with it if we just asked him.
That just leaves...
Grace, Anna! Oh, there you are! I found out the special restriction for the student council!
He's a natural.
More than natural, even.
Huh? Aw, Pooh, you two already found out about it? So then who's going to play the star role of the prince?
The answer is obviously Anna.
Huh? That's impossible! I've never done any acting before, plus I'm not tall enough, and above all, I'm a commoner!
True, but you're also the valedictorian of the first years. If you won't take up the mantle, then we'll just have to do something else.
What a bummer. I was really hoping to see what you would look like as a guy, Grace.
Goodness, no. I'm not the type for the stage.
Lady Grace will cross-dress? Lady Grace will cross-dress? Cross-dress will Lady Grace? Wait, I'll do it! We can't let a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity like this slip by, especially since it'll totally be a huge hit with all the attendees!
Oh, really?
Well, that settles that.
I'm going to bring my big A game, Lady Grace, being valedictorian.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad to hear it.
I guess her main character instincts finally kicked in.
Thankfully, that does keep the main plot on the right track.
But I still have a bad feeling about this.
Letter here from username Treasures Are Us. They write,
People say the path to being a sorcerer starts with stamina, so every day I run 100 kilometers. Will I make it in the Magic Academy?
You already are doing a splendid job. Please keep giving it your all.
What's going on here, Lady Grace?
Well, I know how you like letters, Anna.
These are a little different from what I had in mind.
Để đáp ứng nhu cầu bảo hiểm, năm 1875 Từ Nhượng đã thành lập công ty bảo hiểm đầu tiên của Trung Quốc, là công ty bảo hiểm hàng hải Nhân Hòa với số vốn 50 vạn lạng bạc. Đến năm 1878 lại thành lập thêm công ty bảo hiểm hàng hải và cháy Ký Hòa với số vốn 50 vạn lạng bạc. Đến năm 1886 Từ Nhượng sáp nhập hai công ty đó thành công ty bảo hiểm Nhân Kỳ Hòa, đặt nền móng cho ngành kinh doanh bảo hiểm Trung Quốc. Ngoài ra Từ Nhượng còn góp vốn vào hoạt động khai mỏ với 15 vạn lạng bạc, chiếm 10% số vốn của mỏ than Khai Bình. Từ Nhượng đảm nhận chức giám đốc, khuyến khích sử dụng nhiều máy móc nhập từ Anh, thuê kỹ sư Anh dùng công nghệ mới để khai thác than. Số nhân công người Quảng Đông đã lên tới 5.000 người. Sản lượng của mỏ than Khai Bình nhanh chóng đáp ứng nhu cầu của thị trường Thiên Tân, cạnh tranh với than nhập khẩu. Mỏ than Khai Bình cung cấp nhiên liệu cho hạm đội Hải quân Bắc Dương và các cơ sở địa phương. Để phục vụ cho việc vận chuyển than, đường sắt Thiên Tân được xây dựng. Các doanh nghiệp phụ trợ cho than đá và xi măng cũng được thành lập trong khu vực. Chi nhánh Quảng Châu của mỏ than Khai Bình do Trịnh Quang Ứng làm quản lý. Trịnh Quang Ứng tham gia dịch thuật Bộ luật kinh doanh của Anh ban hành tại Hương Cảng 1865 sang tiếng Hoa. Năm 1880, Trịnh Quang Ứng mở nhà máy dệt tại Thượng Hải nhờ Dung Hoàng, lúc đó làm phó lãnh sự tại Mỹ, tuyển dụng kỹ sư người Mỹ. Năm 1881, Trịnh Quang Ứng đầu tư 65.000 lạng bạc thành lập công ty khai hoang đường cô, Thiên Tân, làm tiền đề cho việc sản xuất giấy. 15 năm sau, Trịnh Quang Ứng còn tham gia quản lý tuyến đường sắt Quảng Châu, Hán Khẩu và đến năm 1905 thành lập phòng thương mại Quảng Châu. Về sau, Trịnh Quang Ứng tái cơ cấu lại luân thuyền chiêu thương cục cho phù hợp với luật thương mại. Từ Nhượng còn đầu tư vào mỏ đồng Bình Tuyển, mỏ vàng Hà Long ở Nghi Xương, mỏ bạc Cổ Sơn Tây, mỏ bạc Ba Sơn, mỏ bạc Thiên Hòa, Quảng Đông, mỏ bạc Đàn Châu, mỏ vàng Kiến Bình, Nhiệt Hà, mỏ than Cẩm Châu, mỏ than Quế Trì, An Huy. Bên cạnh các hoạt động doanh thương, Từ Nhượng còn đóng góp vào các hoạt động xã hội, thành lập Hội Chữ Thập Đỏ Trung Quốc, Đồng Văn Thư Cục gửi du học sinh sang Mỹ. Nhiều người trong số đó về sau đều có những đóng góp cho sự phát triển của đất nước như nhà chính trị Đường Thiệu Nghi, nhà ngoại giao Lương Như Hạo, nhà kỹ sư Tiên Hữu, hiệu trưởng trường Đại học Thanh Hoa Đường Quốc Ân. Trong việc xây dựng và phát triển nền công nghiệp cận đại của Trung Quốc, công lao của Thịnh Tuyên Hoài rất lớn, được xem như người cha của nền công nghiệp cận đại. Ngoài ra còn phải kể đến các thương nhân như Đường Đình Thục, Đường Đình Canh, Từ Nhượng, Đề Vua Trà Trung Quốc và Đề Vua Địa Ốc. Lý Hồng Chương thành lập Cục Điện Báo 1882 và giao cho trợ thủ là Thịnh Tuyên Hoài quản lý và góp phần lớn số vốn trong Điện Báo Cục, thực hiện xây dựng đường dây điện tín giữa Thiên Tân và Thượng Hải. Tới năm 1901, Điện Báo Cục đã xây dựng 14.000 dặm đường dây điện tín giữa các thành phố, thị trấn. Năm 1876, Bưu điện Đại Thanh được thành lập. Trong thời gian 1872-1885 năm, có tới 90% dự án hiện đại hóa sản xuất được thực hiện dưới sự bảo trợ của Lý Hồng Chương. Có tới 75 cơ xưởng sản xuất và 33 mỏ than và khoáng sản được thành lập. Các lĩnh vực công nghiệp ứng dụng phương pháp kỹ thuật mới. Năm 1853, nhà thuốc Lão Đức ở Thượng Hải đã chế được thuốc Tây, nhà máy xà phòng Mỹ Tra làm được xà phòng. Năm 1876, nhà máy đạm thủy Đài Loan bắt đầu dùng máy móc đào than. Năm 1878, dùng phương pháp Tây phương để khai thác dầu. Năm 1861, người Anh dùng máy kéo tơ. Năm 1889, Cục Dệt Vải Thượng Hải sử dụng kỹ thuật Tây phương để dệt vải. Năm 1892, Cục Dệt Vải Hồ Bắc cũng có xưởng dệt quy mô lớn. Năm 1881, kỹ thuật chế tạo giấy bằng máy được du nhập. Năm 1890, nhà máy giấy Long Chương được thành lập tại Thượng Hải. Năm 1882, kỹ thuật chế tạo diêm được nhập vào. Năm 1880, tại Thượng Hải bắt đầu sản xuất hộp quẹt. Năm 1891, sản xuất thuốc lá cuốn bằng máy. Năm 1864, nhà máy khí than Thượng Hải ra đời. Năm 1881, có nhà máy nước. Năm 1882, có nhà máy bóng đèn điện. Trước năm 1880, Điện Báo đã được đưa vào Trung Quốc. Năm 1872, đường dây điện tín giữa Hồng Kông và Thượng Hải được khai thông. Ngành in ấn dùng kỹ thuật in của phương Tây. Năm 1872, Nhân dân Nhật Báo ở Thượng Hải đã nhập máy in bánh xe. Năm 1873, Cục in ấn được thành lập. Năm 1906, máy in cuốn chạy điện được nhập vào Trung Quốc. Phương pháp in thạch nhập vào năm 1876, kỹ thuật Catro nhập vào đầu thời kỳ Quang Tự. Thông thương vụ đại thần Ba Khẩu Sùng Hậu đề nghị phát triển thủy lợi ở miền Đông Trực Lệ, và tuần phủ Giang Tây Thẩm Bảo Trinh đề nghị thay đổi phương pháp thu thuế đất ở Giang Tây, đều nhằm giảm gánh nặng cho dân. Mặc dầu còn có nhiều hạn chế, nhưng những hoạt động của phái Dương Vụ trên thực tế đã kích thích phần nào chủ nghĩa tư bản ở Trung Quốc phát triển. Bên cạnh đó, các nước Âu Mỹ cũng cho xây nhiều bệnh viện. Năm 1844, Anh xây dựng bệnh viện ở Thượng Hải, sau đó ở Bắc Kinh, Thẩm Dương. Mỹ cũng xây bệnh viện ở Thượng Hải. Sáng đầu, các tổ chức giáo hội xây dựng khoảng 70 bệnh viện. Lý do thịnh vượng. Trong suốt phần lớn thời kỳ, triều Đại Thanh là một trong những đế chế lớn nhất và thịnh vượng nhất thế giới, với dân số lớn và nền kinh tế mạnh mẽ. Giai đoạn trị vì của các vua như Khang Hy và Càn Long đánh dấu sự thịnh vượng của nền kinh tế, thương mại và văn hóa. Đặc điểm: sự phát triển mạnh mẽ về nông nghiệp, đặc biệt là trồng trọt, và sự mở rộng giao thương quốc tế. 7. Nhà Lý. Đôi khi gọi là nhà Hậu Lý để phân biệt với triều đại tiền Lý do Lý Bí thành lập, là một triều đại trong nền quân chủ Việt Nam. Triều đại này bắt đầu khi Lý Công Uẩn lên ngôi vào tháng 10 âm lịch năm 1009, sau khi giành được quyền lực từ tay nhà Tiền Lê. Triều đại này trải qua 9 vị hoàng đế và chấm dứt khi Lý Chiêu Hoàng, lúc đó mới có 7 tuổi, nhường ngôi cho chồng là Trần Cảnh, mở đầu cho nhà Trần. Trong thời đại này, lần đầu tiên nhà Lý đã giữ vững được chính quyền một cách lâu dài đến hơn 200 năm, khác với các vương triều của trước đó chỉ tồn tại hơn vài chục năm. Vào năm 1054, Lý Thánh Tông đã đổi quốc hiệu từ Đại Cồ Việt thành Đại Việt, mở ra kỷ nguyên Đại Việt rực rỡ nhất trong lịch sử Việt Nam. Trong nước, mặc dù các vị hoàng đế đều sùng bái Phật giáo, nhưng ảnh hưởng của Nho giáo cũng rất cao, với việc mở các trường đại học đầu tiên là Văn Miếu và Quốc Tử Giám, và tổ chức các khoa thi để chọn người hiện tại không có nguồn gốc xuất thân là quý tộc gia giúp nước. Khoa thi đầu tiên được mở vào năm 1075 và trạng nguyên đầu tiên là Lê Văn Thịnh. Về thể chế chính trị, đã có sự phân cấp quản lý rõ ràng hơn, và sự cai trị đã dựa nhiều vào pháp luật hơn là sự chuyên quyền độc đoán của cá nhân. Sự kiện nhà Lý chọn thành Đại La làm kinh đô, đổi tên thành Thăng Long, đã đánh dấu sự cai trị dựa vào sức mạnh kinh tế và lòng dân hơn là sức mạnh quân sự để phòng thủ như các triều đại trước. Những danh thần như Lê Văn Thịnh, Bùi Quốc Khái, Doãn Tự Tư, Đoàn Văn Khâm, Lý Đạo Thành, Tô Hiến Thành đã góp sức lớn về văn trị và chính trị, tạo nên một nền văn hiến rực rỡ của triều đại nhà Lý. Quân đội nhà Lý được xây dựng có hệ thống đã trở nên hùng mạnh. Ngoài chính sách ngụ binh ư nông, các hoàng đế nhà Lý chủ trương đẩy mạnh các lực lượng thủy binh, kỵ binh, bộ binh, tượng binh cùng số lượng lớn vũ khí, giáo, mác, cung, nỏ, khiên và sự hỗ trợ công cụ công thành như máy bắn đá, những kỹ thuật tiên tiến nhất học hỏi từ quân sự nhà Tống. Việc trang bị đầu tư và quy mô khiến quốc lực dồi dào, có đủ khả năng thảo phạt các bộ tộc Man Di ở biên giới cũng như quốc gia kình địch phía Nam là Chiêm Thành, hay cướp phá thường xuyên, bảo vệ thành công lãnh thổ và thậm chí mở rộng hơn vào năm 1069 khi Lý Thánh Tông chinh phạt Chiêm Thành và thu về đáng kể diện tích lãnh thổ. Quân đội nhà Lý còn vẻ vang hơn khi đánh bại quân đội của Vương quốc Đại Lý, Đế quốc Khmer và đặc biệt